Welcome to Allen Trimble Stadium in Jenks, America. It is a big night of football here in Jenks as the number 2 Trojans take on the 7-time defending state champion Bixby Spartans, who are also 3-0 and ranked number 1 in the state in 6A Division 1. A crowd of 9. Welcome to Allen Trimble Stadium in Jenks, America. It is Trojan TV and the district opener featuring the 2 top teams in 6A Division 1. The 18-time state champion Jenks Trojans ranked number 2 and the 7-time defending state champion Bixby Spartans ranked number 1. Don King, along with Dr. Eric Fox, former coach and vice principal here at Jenks. Well, you couldn't ask for a better atmosphere, right? The hometown huddle, 9,000, standing room only tonight. Here come the juggernaut Spartans.
Oh, and there's lines way out in the parking lot, people still trying to get in. It's going to be a great night for football, great night for 2 teams. You got to think these are the best teams in the state of Oklahoma right now, and we're going to figure out who's playing the best right now after about 2.5, 3 hours from now.
Bixby is 88-4 since 2018. 2 of those 4 losses to the Trojans. So obviously Jenks comes in thinking they can win this game.
Most definitely, and there's just a lot of excitement in the program, in the community, hometown huddle, the whole thing. So it's going to be a great night for football fans, regardless of how things turn out.
It got up to nearly 90 today, but the sun is setting, and let's take a look at the temperature. 79 degrees and sunny. It's brought to you by the Lodge Eatery, the new pub downtown, and of course they have daily specials. Go by and check it out. Part of the 10 district, the Lodge Eatery and Pub in downtown Jenks. Well, Lauren Montgomery brings in the Bixby Spartans, the name we're very familiar with, a former Jenks assistant from 2000 to 2009, and now in his 16th year at Bixby. Why have the Spartans been so successful with 11 straight state championship appearances and winning 10 of those 11?
Well, how long is our pregame segment? There's lots of reasons, right? Coach Montgomery's a great football coach. He's been able to build a program there, great administrative support, great community support, great facilities, just all the things that you want. Working with his junior high staff and his junior high athletes and in a very close coordination way, hiring good people. He's got the same offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator that he's had for a long time, so keeping that stability in his coaching core, a lot of things there. And I think you got to say he also learned a lot, and he would be the first one to say he learned a lot from Coach Trimble on how to build and develop a program and then how to keep that machine rolling.
This is the oldest rivalry between the 2 schools. They actually started their football programs playing each other back in 1917. 92nd meeting. Jenks leads the overall series 58-28 and 5 ties, and we'll talk more about that and visit with Rob Loeber down on the sidelines when we continue from Allen Trimble Stadium, standing room only tonight, and we're about 20 minutes away from kickoff right here on Jenks Trojan TV.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you deserve. From diagnosis to recovery, our specialists offer advanced treatment and personalized care so you can heal and get back to what moves you. Because life keeps moving, and we'll keep you moving with it every step of the way. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
At Our Best Bank, we believe financial confidence should be within reach for everyone. That's why we're here to help you plan and achieve your goals at every step. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Our Best Bank, we believe.
Hi, this is Matt McCoy, former Jenks Trojan. I'm a proud Trojan sponsor this fall. I'm excited for Coach Gaylor and the team. I'd love to help you with your insurance. Please give me a call for a free quote or come by my office at 81st and 129th.
And there you see the Jenks Trojan huddle, and the moms help put that together, as well as some of the dads in the booster club. Beautiful night for football, as you see, 15 minutes away from kickoff between number 1 and number 2. And we'll get to the starting lineups here in just a second before we go down to Rob Loeber, who is standing by. The starting lineups are brought to you by Batteries and Bulbs, and the U.S. Army. And it's a pleasure to have U.S. Army as one of the sponsors for Jenks Trojan TV.
The offensive starters tonight for your Jenks Trojans are presented by Batteries and Bulbs.
Adonfe Aruru, Jr., O-line.
Malik Craig, Senior, Offensive Line.
Landon Webb, Jr., Offensive Line.
Riley Kester, Senior, Offensive Line.
Jamison Mobley, Freshman, O-line.
Braxton Daniel, Jr., Tight end.
Jalen Cato, Jr., Receiver.
Caleb Diller, Jr., Wide Receiver.
Cade Klein, Sophomore, Wide Receiver.
Katie Jones, Senior, Running Back.
Landon Kazar, Jr., Quarterback.
The defensive starters tonight for your Jenks Trojans are presented by U.S. Army.
Luke McAnally, Jr., Defensive Line.
Brett Pangburn, Senior, D-Line.
Orlando Williams, Jr., Defensive end.
Cade Klein, Sophomore, Outside Linebacker. Carson Odom, Sophomore, Outside Linebacker. Pierce Brand, Jr., Inside Linebacker.
Devin Whalen,
Jr., Linebacker. Ace Gillum, Senior, DB.
Clark Carricker, Junior, Safety.
Caleb Diller, Jr., Safety.
Lincoln Middlestat, Senior, Corner. Owen Mahan, Jr., Kicker. Sam McCowan, Jr., Long Snapper.
One of the things that certainly Trojan fans should be encouraged is the fact that even though Bixby's 88-4 since 2018, 2 of those 4 losses by the Trojans, as I mentioned earlier, get this number. Of 88 wins, the average margin of victory is 45 points. Only 7 times in those 88 wins have teams been able to stay within 14 points. Jenks has done it 3 of those times.
Yeah, I think you have to say that really the team that has had the best opportunity to stymie this offensive juggernaut has been our defense coordinator, Adam Gaylor, now head coach still, our defense coordinator. So, he has done a great job preparing our athletes for the competition. His first year as defense coordinator, he remembers that very well. It was a big role from Bixby here at this stadium, and that still stings him. He still remembers it, but he's really put together a quality game plan. But this is a very physical team, and so physicality is going to make a big difference tonight.
Let's go down to Rob Loeber, a third member of our crew, obviously, on the sidelines, Director of Public Information for the Jenks Public Schools, and your thoughts on the matchup tonight.
Yeah, Don, this is so much fun. I know we did this 2 weeks ago in the Backyard Bowl with Jenks versus Union. That game has a special meaning all its own, but over the last 10 years or so, man, this rivalry between Jenks and Bixby has really heated up, and you see the stands full tonight. It's going to be full on both sides. You see all the pomp and circumstance and the fun and the festivities before the game. This is everything that's right about communities encompassed here in this incredible atmosphere. I know these guys have been talking about this game for a long time and can't wait to kick it off here, guys. It's going to be a good one.
It sure is indeed. And of course, Arvest Bank and others bring you our players to bank on. Arvest Bank with 20 metro locations to choose from. And Good Sense Deli and Subs, a proud sponsor of Trojan football. So, Rob, we'll stay with you and let you find out who your player to bank on is tonight.
Yeah, thanks very much, DK. I'm looking tonight, guys, at Ace Gillum, the senior corner, 6'1", 150 pounds, had the pick 6 against Union, has 1 tackle for loss so far this year, and really a guy that has to be reliable on the edges tonight for the Trojans. When you look at this Bixby offense, you think explosive plays, you think speed and skill on the edges, on the perimeter, guys making plays out in space. Sound, solid tackling against the likes of Braden Presley and company is going to be so crucial for this Jenks defense tonight to limit some of those big plays and minimize those gains. Guys like Ace Gillum cannot be afraid to stick their nose in there and mix it up on the edge.
All right. That's a good choice. He had a great game last week, as you just mentioned. What about you, Eric Fox, your player?
I'm going to stay on the defensive side of the ball because it's going to be really important that the defense takes care, because there's so many offensive weapons, and the key to that happening tonight is going to be Clark Carricker. He'll be in the defensive secondary playing an outside linebacker position, a strong safety position. He'll be involved in the run game. He'll be an important factor in the passing game. He's the leading tackler right now for this Trojan defense with 35 tackles, including 1 for a loss. He also has an interception, and it's going to be important that he and the others tackle these talented elusive offensive weapons that Bixby has, and they do it in space. They do it in one-on-one situations. I think Clark could have a really big night tonight.
All right, as they get ready to do the coin toss, we will certainly keep an eye on that. KD Jones is another player to keep an eye on tonight, wearing, I think he's back to number 2 as I look down at the captains, and he appears to be, yes, number 2 again after being 21 last week and honoring his dad. What a tribute that was, or 2 weeks ago. Trojans were off last week. Bixby had a game last week against Choctaw and won that one.
Yeah, they steamrolled the last 2 teams that they played, and we can talk later on whether that gives them a little advantage. They played last week and we had an off week. Definitely kind of changes, and we'll have to see if there's any rust that this Trojan squad has to dust off as well.
So, Jenks, we'll get to football to start the game tonight. Let's run down how Bixby, what they have done. This is the district opener. So the first 3 games of the year, they beat Owasso 49-21 at the University of Tulsa. They went to Sand Springs and beat the number 1 team in 6A Division II at that time, 56-7. Had the week off, and then last week beat Choctaw, who's number 3 in 6A2, and beat them by a score of 57-7. Meanwhile, for the Trojans, if you missed any of the games, they went to Edmond Santa Fe and won 51-7. Went to Owasso, down 21-7, came back and won 31-21. And then 2 weeks ago, here at home in the Backyard Bowl, disposed of the Union Redhawks 48-30. We now get set for the national anthem from the Jenks Band and a special flyover, so we don't want to miss that tonight. One of the players that I'm anxious to watch tonight, okay, we'll take a quick break and come back and have the national anthem here in just a minute.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you deserve. From diagnosis to recovery, our specialists offer advanced treatment and personalized care so you can heal and get back to what moves you. Because life keeps moving, and we'll keep you moving with it every step of the way. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
So the Spartans get set, as well as the Trojans that come onto the field. And the guy that usually leads them, you see in the pink headdress there, number 69, Riley Kester.
He's going to have a big night tonight. He is ready. All these guys are ready. This is a battle that's really going to be won in the trenches. We know that Bixby has a great defensive lineman in Caden Penny, and I think Riley Kester is ready, and also getting his brethren across that front line of scrimmage ready as well.
They've got some really good players on this Bixby team. Number 7, leading them onto the field is Braden Presley. Of course, there are 3 Presley brothers. And we know all about Brennan and Braylon, and now Braden Presley, who was committed to Oklahoma State. We'll talk about that as we move along, and here come the Trojans. Adam Gaylor says he is pleased with the first 3 games of the season. He thinks we're pretty good. To quote him, he says, "I think we can be a lot better."
Yeah, for him to say that, that's like really high praise, right? He doesn't just hand that out easily, but he's excited about where they are, and I think part of it is because just excited about where they've developed offensively. I think farther along than a lot of people thought they might be at this time of the year. So the offense is really clicking, but they're going to have to do that against a very stout defensive unit from the Spartans tonight.
Again, the Trojans lead this series 58-28 and 5 ties. After the Trojans won 26 in a row over the Spartans from 1978 to 2016. Since then, Bixby's won the last 4 meetings and 7 of the last 8. They've not only beaten Jenks 4 in a row, but they've also beaten them 4 in a row here at Allen Trimble Stadium. That is hard to do when you are talking about the great home record that the Trojans have had over the years.
Well, and I mean, they've won so many of the last 88 games, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so the Trojans are not alone there. As we've talked about, really put together a great program, and not just up one year and down the next. I mean, they just kind of retool and reload, But what I think about tonight is that neither one of these teams, neither the Trojans or the Spartans, have played a team like the other team yet.
Exactly.
So this is going to tell us a lot about where we are right now. They're not going to hand out a gold ball at the end of the night, but it will tell you definitely what you need to do to be ready for that championship run.
Well, and speaking of the gold ball, this is where it all starts. The march for the gold ball tonight with the district opener. And the Trojans in district play over the last 37 years have been impressive. 230 wins and 18 losses. And at home since 1989 overall, 116 and 11. However, 3 of the 9 worst losses ever occurred here at Allen Trimble Stadium were by the Bixby Spartans. One of them not too long ago.
I think that was, like we talked about, Coach Gaylor's first year as that defensive coordinator before he really got his system installed, and then we obviously got much better throughout the season that year. But it's going to be a fun night for football. You cannot, if you're a player, there's no way that you can't be having fun tonight.
Right.
If you're a spectator, if you're a casual observer, if you're a diehard fan, it doesn't matter. This is, like Rob said, something that's great that unites communities and brings them together. It's going to be a fun night.
Well, as I mentioned, since 2018, Bixby 88-4. They started that 2018 season with a 28-14 loss to the Trojans. And then the other Trojan win was 2022 regular season finale on ESPN television, where the Trojans won 38-35 and really came out and snapped the Spartans. I mean, they controlled that game. They had to hold on at the end, but in that game they snapped the Spartans' 58 game overall winning streak. Kind
of the old image that you punched them in the mouth early and you kept on punching away and counterpunching. It was a really fun night. I think there was a lot of people that were shocked, but maybe not people that really understood what was going on with the development of that team. Yeah, and the seniors at that time that are on this team now were freshmen back then, so not really part of that game. But they did all get together last night, eat pizza, and watch the replay of that 2022 game. Well, I know there's been a lot of highlights that have been shared on social media from the Bixby Spartans, showing them shutting down Katie Jones and delivering some blows. And so there's been a lot of people watching a lot of film of some historic moments the last few days. Absolutely. There's a look at some of the coaching staff. There's a look at Caleb Dillard, Rob Loeber, and he has had a great start as well this year.
Yeah, unbelievable start to this season for Caleb Dillard, really on both sides of the ball. I think he has touchdown receptions in every single game, and just a game changer with his ability. So look for big things from him. And, guys, we talked in the pregame about how this one looks on both sides of the stands. Very, very few empty seats to be found right now. It not only looks different, guys, it feels different. There is an absolute buzz down here on the sidelines right now. Only in Oklahoma high school football can you feel this kind of atmosphere, not just see it.
Well, away we go. The Ace Hardware kickoff is just about to take place. Westlake Ace Hardware in Jenks at 101st South. Open tonight till 8, and tomorrow they open at 7:30. Trojans have 2 men deep. One is Cade Klein on the near side, KD on the far side, and this will be in the end zone, and so it'll be an automatic touchback, and away we go. 1st and 10 at the 20 for the Trojans, who come into this game averaging 43 points a game. I think the Trojans can score tonight, although that has been a problem, as we saw last year losing at Bixby 21-7. But I just have a feeling this team has enough weapons to score some points. Can Jenks defense control Bixby's offense?
The big thing to watch for tonight is first down production.
Yeah.
What are we getting done on first down? If we're behind the chains, if we're 2nd and long and 3rd and long all night, it's going to be really difficult to sustain any momentum. If we've got 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, the playbook is a lot more wide open.
Well, here we go. Kazar, junior quarterback. Back up last year, has looked very poised in the first 3 games, and he hands off to KD. And a good plow ahead for about 3 or 4 yards.
We've always said these are 2 very physical teams, very physical fronts. Thought he got the pile a little bit farther,
Oh, I did too.
This is going to be a up-tempo, and they're going to get back on the ball.
So a gain of 2. Kazar goes out. Good move to the 25, to the 30. And a first down for Caleb Dillard.
And they're going to get on the ball very quickly here. This game might be sponsored by Gatorade or Timex or somebody. They're going to be going all night long. Both of these offenses, hurry-up offenses.
And a gain of 21. 10 district brings you 1st and 10s, and KD is loose. Oh, he couldn't quite work his block from Dillard, but gets past midfield, and another first down for the Trojans.
I'm looking for something to go to the end zone. Look for Dillard up on the top. We've got trips down into the formation, and I don't know what the penalty flag is. I guess they're saying somebody moved up front.
Yeah, it's gonna be a false start on the Trojans here, guys.
So they'll move it back to the 47-yard line after the 15-yard scoot by KD Jones, who keeps moving up the ranks, doesn't he? Wow.
Hey, one other note on the offensive side of the ball, guys. One key injury to Malachi Dillard, the starting wide receiver, the older brother of Caleb Dillard. He is not playing tonight. Got a cast on that left hand, so he is out. Nashua Charleston going to get some time at wide receiver here, wearing number 4 for the Trojans.
All right, and on defense as well. Braxton Daniel, the tight end in motion. They look the wheel route. Kazar is in trouble, and down he goes. One of their leading guys, Caden Penny, again, expected to start on the offensive line, but he starts on the defensive line and makes the sack.
Yeah, right there. We moved Braxton outside the formation to a trips look, and looked like we got kind of what we wanted. Corner trying to play halfway in between 2 outside receivers, and Landon pulled the ball down.
So actually a gain on the play, and KD gets hit immediately and dropped at the 41-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3.
I'm almost thinking this is 4-down territory. You can't kick a field goal from here. I don't know if they want to punt. They might want to punt and pin them deep, but we'll see if we go for the marker or we go for part of it and look for a 4th down play.
Kazar trying to get them to jump off sides on 3rd down and 13. So they're behind the sticks here in their initial possession. Now KD's out of the backfield. Outstanding receiver. The all-time receiver as a running back. The best running back as a receiver, I guess I should say. They got the wheel route. They got him. He catches it. Great move. Hollow end zone. Touchdown, Trojans.
Beautiful call and execution right there. Kazar had lots of time. Right there we've been playing so many short screens right at the line of scrimmage and quick outs. We're going to see on the replay right here that this is a kind of a screen and go. So he backpedals a little bit like he's going to be out there in the flat. Then he turns it upfield, and once he gets even with that defensive back, he's really got him beat. Great job of securing that catch and getting in the end zone.
I'm just thinking, guys, against a good team, good defense like Bixby, penalties and sacks are a lot to overcome on a drive. I was dead wrong about that. Landon Kazar and Caden Jones just shut me right up.
Well, that was a great move by KD. Extra point by Mahan is good, and the Trojan fans are on their feet to start the game. We're 2 minutes in. 7-0 Trojans on Trojan TV.
Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. When I add the Dijon mustard to this pretzel bun, it takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Well, Tulsa ER and Hospital presents the scoring drive, and the Trojans went 80 yards. And they did it in 6 plays, and the 41-yard TD pass from Landon Kazar to KD Jones. For KD, his 11th touchdown of the season. He keeps moving up on the touchdown board. Overall touchdown is 51st, which is 6th best on the team. But his 8th catch, and 3 of them for touchdowns. So what makes him, well, we'll get your answer after this short kickoff. That'll be taken at the 32-yard line and met immediately and down at the 37-yard line. But what makes KD so good as a receiver?
Great concentration, great balance, great body awareness. There's just so many things about his athleticism, and he operates in space well. He runs good routes for a back out of the backfield, and that's why you see them move him out as a wide receiver, either in the slot or outside. But it just tremendous body control and body awareness is something that really makes a difference for him.
So here is Carson Kirby, the quarterback. Look at this formation. Now what do we got? Oh, I don't think they're ready maybe for TV.
No, they're saying Middlestead has to take his little tail off.
Ace Gillum.
Ace, yep.
So Ace Gillum is going to be replaced quickly by Zion Castleberry for an equipment issue. Kirby is the quarterback. They split out so he can get the snap. He's got time now. A flag is down, and Kirby goes down at the 42, a gain of about 4, but this should be a hold.
Pretty good job right there. Coverage downfield, having the quarterback have to hold the ball, and then defensive lineman putting pressure. I think you're right. I think it's going to be a hold that's going to help the defense out. Still don't have a call yet, though.
Now, Bixby players motioning toward the Jenks side as if it's going to be on the Trojans.
Ooh, personal foul.
Yeah.
Well, I was wrong. So 15 yards and a Bixby first down.
I didn't see it, Rob. I didn't see it on the quarterback as he came through. I don't know if they're saying they had a face mask on one of the offensive linemen or not.
Yeah, it was on one of the offensive linemen there, I think on the left side of the line.
So that pushes it all the way into Jenks territory at the 44-yard line. Number 2 is catcher DeHart in motion. 33 is their tight end, a sophomore, Connor Arant. Number 7 is Braden Presley on the near side, outside the screen. Instead, it's a running play. This is Jason Mole, and look out, he's gone. Jason Mole goes the distance, 44 yards, and the Spartans, who can strike just like that, are a point away.
Angles right there. He gets to the outside. We don't have any leverage on the outside. Once one missed tackle, another angle that's just off, and then he's off to the races. And he's a guy that hurt us last year
at
Owasso as a Ram, and he's still really good.
He is their leading rusher coming in to the season. 20 carries, 261 yards and 5 touchdowns. A 44-yard gallop, and we'll have a penalty here. Now, if this is against Jenks, don't discount the fact that the Spartans,
they're going to go for 2.
They'll go for 2 here, a yard and a half out.
Yep. And we knew special teams was going to play a role tonight.
2 penalties have really curtailed the Trojans here in the early going after they scored quickly within 2 minutes to go up 7-0. A face mask penalty put Bixby in Jenks territory, and now a penalty on the point after puts them just 1.5 yards away from having the lead. Snap to number 12, and he gets in. He runs over a Trojan, and the Spartans have taken the lead by the score of 8-7. On the run by Jack Gill, who is a backup running back. So we'll take a break and come back with 9.5 minutes to go first quarter on Jenks Trojan TV.
Hey Trojans, get the only card that donates to Jenks Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $160,000 so far. Support the Trojans with your card today.
When you've got to spend some time away, there's no better place for your best friend to stay than Woodland West Pet Resort. With 17,000 square feet of fun, you can both take a no-guilt vacation. Relax, both of you. Pick up a new skill. Chow down on some well-deserved vacation food. Make new friends. Have a spa day. And finally, come home to your best friend. Woodland West Pet Resort. Sit, stay, and play. Located next to Woodland West Animal Hospital off Highway 75 in the Jenks exit.
Make every occasion unforgettable with Waldo's Chicken and Beer. From corporate lunches to special events, enjoy our irresistible dishes, including breakfast. Waldo's full-service catering has you covered. We'll handle the food so you can focus on what matters. Waldo's Chicken and Beer, catering made easy.
Come with us to the new Meteora location on 61st and Yale. If you haven't been to Meteora before, you are missing out. From the large portions to the great prices, this is really one of the best places to eat in Tulsa. Not to mention the incredible service you receive from each team member. So get to Meteora on 61st and Yale as soon as you can, and don't forget to try the churros.
Don King, Eric Fox with you. Rob Loeber on the sidelines. 8-7 Bixby. Trojan football brought to you by Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, official team doctors of the Trojans. And Matt McCoy Insurance, 81st and 129th East Avenue. Here we go with the kickoff. This will go into the end zone, and Trojans will take over 1st and 10 at the 20. So,
well, guys, we touched on it a little bit in the pregame, and we talked about just the importance of tackling in space and tackling on the perimeter. And man, it showed up in a big way on that Jason Mall touchdown. Just a couple of guys that had a shot on him there on the edge, and once he gets it outside and is able to pop it and then turn that corner, it's pretty much all over, and it's just the bread and butter of this Bixby offense that we've seen time and time again. And you know Adam Gaylor's over here talking about run fits with his guys ever since that happened.
What a packed house tonight, man. This is fun. Wind into the face of the Trojans. Not much, probably 10 to 12 miles an hour, and Kazart gets this one knocked away, incomplete.
Put Dillard in motion back behind the formation, show a fake there, and then try to hit the slant behind it. And Bixby does a nice job of getting their hands up and batting that ball down.
So again, Charleston in place of Malachi Dillard. Here comes Bo Bright in on the offensive line. They're going to set Kester out. Interesting.
Got Kester lined up as an H-back now.
Yep. 2nd and 10 at the 20. Spartan with a 5-man front. Here they come. KD trying to bounce outside. Boy, there's a face mask against Bixby. They don't call it, and KD is ushered out of bounds and a loss of 2. So the Trojans behind the sticks again.
Is there a flag on the field?
I didn't see one.
We got somebody
They're talking about it, though, aren't they? I thought the defensive lineman grabbed the face mask, or at least pushed the face mask of the Jenks offensive lineman.
I don't know what that conversation was about.
So the Trojans behind the sticks here. Early first quarter, trailing 8-7. Caleb Dillard, leading receiver, split out to the left, as is Jalen Cato. In fact, 3 receivers left, 1 right. They send KD in motion. Kazar has a man open. Caught at the 50. See you later. Heading to the house. Touchdown, Trojans. And who else? It's Batman for another 6. Or it's Caleb Dillard. Caleb Dillard for the 6.
3 receivers to the wide side of the field we're going to see here. KD goes out to the flat, but Dillard just runs past his man, and this is something that Coach Chronister was talking about. He felt like he had some looks that he could get Dillard out in space and create some confusion in that Spartan secondary. So far, Coach Chronister's game plan, he's been dialing it up pretty well, even though we don't want to be in those long yardage situations all night long.
Jalen Cato, another receiver, his brother Connor Thompson, 2 years ago, caught an 82-yard pass from Owen Jones. This 82-yard pass ties that one. And another pass back in 1999 is the second longest pass now in Trojan history. 82-yard strike. How about that? Trojans back up with Mahan's extra point, and it's 14-8.
Well, guys, you would think that 3rd and long is not a good recipe for an offense, especially against a talented team like Bixby. Their 2 scoring plays tonight, 3rd and 13 to Caden Jones, 3rd and 10 to Caleb Dillard. House calls.
Indeed. 3rd down behind the sticks has not been a problem here in the early going. And Kazar is 3 of 4 passing.
Yeah, and I was going to say, Don, too, it started up front on that play. Landon Kazar had a really clean pocket, lots of time to let Dillard get down the field to survey his options and then deliver a perfect ball. And one thing that's really impressed me so far about Landon Kazar this season is his accuracy, putting the ball right on guys when they are open like that. Sometimes those throws for a quarterback are easier said than done. When you got a guy that wide open, you tend to hesitate a little bit, or you get nervous about laying it in there perfectly. Kazar has fired 2 beautiful balls to his receivers that have led to touchdowns tonight.
Yeah.
And one thing you see there, Rob, is Jalen Cato not only doing a good job of running his route, but then after Dillard makes the catch, he is the guy that just shields Emery Snyder and gets in his way enough that Dillard's able to turn on the jets and get to the house. So great job by Cato right there as well, staying on his route and then running interference for his man and making sure Dillard could do that house call like you mentioned.
And
I'm no math whiz, Don, but we've got 22 points on the board in 3 minutes and 12 seconds.
Isn't that crazy?
I don't know what we're...
Remember
what that adds up to as far as what we could expect by the end of the game.
Exactly.
So far.
Oh, yeah, great pace. Time for a defensive stop. Here's the kickoff at the 20-yard line. This isn't Cordell Gouldsby returning the kick, thankfully, and a nice open field tackle by the Trojans.
Beautiful job there, because if he turns the corner, it's going to be really a big play for them. But I believe that was Pierce Brand there, wasn't it?
I got cut off, couldn't tell. Is either he or Waylon?
Yes, Pierce Brand.
Pierce Brand, good.
On the tackle.
So here come the Spartans. 1st down and 10, just outside their 30-yard line. Kirby, the quarterback. Hand off to Mole again. Dances outside, a flag down. And Mole gets the 1st down and finally bumped out of bounds at midfield.
I would think with where that flag was thrown, I would think that that's going to come back.
Well, I thought the last one was coming back a while ago. So it was a face mask on Jenks. This one is coming back. For those that aren't, we'll see where the hold is.
I think it was earlier there on the play.
Okay. For those that are unaware of Lauren Montgomery's success, Sand Springs All-State offensive lineman, went to Northeastern State, wanted to get into coaching as he was playing later in his career at NSU. Called Alan Trimble and became kind of an intern, offensive line intern. Look at this, caught behind the line. at the 40. And another first down for the Spartans. Emery Snyder on the catch and another flag down.
These guys are going to earn their living on their paycheck on the hankies tonight,
aren't they? Rotator cuff surgery.
Hopefully
by
that
the
helps
end of the
out
night.
because Snyder was able to get behind the coverage there, so I don't know if there was something at the line of scrimmage. Spartans are backing up instead of moving forward, so that's a good sign for us. Ineligible receiver downfield, so somebody must have been covered up in the formation.
At one time, that used to be a loss of down, but not anymore. You know the thing, you brought it up, Eric, in the before we kicked off tonight. The thing that is probably the most impressive about this run by the Spartans in his 16 years, 11 straight state championship appearances, 10 titles, is that the offensive and defensive coordinators have been with him through that entire run. That's incredible.
Yeah, it's just insane. That never happens.
Look at this open field tackle inside the 15-yard line. Nice play by the sophomore, Cade Klein.
Really important play right there by Cade, coming up from his safety position and getting out there on the edge and securing the tackle. And again, Bixby's trying to hurry things up here.
Loss of 3 on the play. And Kirby trying to unload. Has some time. Now fires in traffic, and look at that catch by Presley up at the 39-yard line, a couple of yards shy of the first down in between two defenders.
Jumping back. I mean, the ball was back behind him. He's jumping back, and there's 2 Trojans right there on him, so it's not like he wasn't covered. Just an incredible athlete going up for the ball, making a catch, and helping his quarterback out.
And, of course, he is committed to OSU, or was.
Guys, at no point in that route was he open. He was never open. Kirby threw it to him anyway.
Third and 1, and they got Gill in at the Wildcat. They're going to mark him short for no gain. So this will bring up a 4th and 1. Do you try it at your own 40-yard line?
He's got his offense on the field. He hasn't moved anything. Old offensive lineman says if you can't get a yard, you don't deserve to win, right?
The Hart in motion. Look at this a shift. Here's Gill trying it. Oh, look at, we got a flag though, and this will be a false start.
I think it's a false start.
Could be offsides on the Trojans.
It was called by the guy on their sidelines.
Here's a replay.
Maybe they weren't set.
Thanks to Matt McCoy Insurance. Yeah, I don't think they were set.
Yeah, that last shift, I don't think they were set, Rob.
Yeah, and there was a little bit of a flinch on the right side of that line. I think it was really subtle, but it was there. So nice job of discipline by the Trojans up front, not jumping, not biting on any of that pre-snap motion, and a good stand for this Trojan defense.
So they will be forced to punt. And their punter is their wide receiver. Had a great game last week, 3 touchdowns. Nathan Gonzalez. Oh, they fake it. They've got Cord Nolan open at midfield. The Texas Tech commit gets it inside the 35-yard line, first down.
Yeah, you can't take anything for granted, and we know Cord Nolan is a great athlete, and again, they're right back on the ball, and they've got the next play scheduled, and the Trojans are still looking around and probably going to snap it without us being ready for it because we don't have our defense on the field set yet.
Big play from the 35 to the Jenks 34, 31 yards. Ouch.
Really 2 big special teams plays there on the fake punt and then getting us to jump down the goal line, led them to the 2-point conversion.
Trojans are up. Bixby's throwing out for Gonzalez. Good open field tackle by the Trojans right there, and I believe that is Cade Klein.
Cade Klein, another huge play right there, fighting through the traffic to get back. And thing you have to watch for, there's a lot of potential for double passes here as well, and then quarterback throwbacks. You throw it one way and throw it back to the quarterback another way. They're just watching for all the tricks tonight.
Klein is the 4th leading tackler on the team, and I believe a timeout has been called. Bixby will face second down and 12 at the Jenks 36 when we return in a moment on Jenks Trojan TV.
Craving comfort? Waldo's Chicken and Beer has you covered. Sink your teeth into our crispy southern fried or juicy rotisserie chicken. And don't forget our scratch-made sides like mac and cheese plus our original sauces. So grab a beer and get clucking to Waldo's. 71st and Yale, Broken Arrow, and Anawasso. Waldo'sChicken.com.
Hi, this is Matt McCoy, former Jenks Trojan. I'm a proud Trojan sponsor this fall. I'm excited for Coach Gaylor and the team. I'd love to help you with your insurance. Please give me a call for a free quote or come by my office at 81st and 129th.
Come with us to the new Meteora location on 61st and Yale. If you haven't been to Meteora before, you are missing out. From the large portions to the great prices, this is really one of the best places to eat in Tulsa. Not to mention the incredible service you receive from each team member. So get to Meteora on 61st and Yale as soon as you can, and don't forget to try the churros.
There is Adam Gaylor, who not only is the head coach, the defensive coordinator. He had a defensive coordinator, Jaquez Washington, the former All-Stater at Owasso, who went on to play at Iowa State, and then an assistant. But Jaquez took the head coaching and AD job at Midwest City in the summer. Here's a second and long, trying to scrape off the left tackle. Jenks gums it up, and a gain of only 2 on the play.
There's a lot of bodies on the ground, a lot of guys moving around there. And again, you know, Bixby's not going to settle for anything other than getting in the end zone, I think, down here in this series.
Second-year starter is Kirby, the quarterback. His brother was a 3-year starter at QB. Nowhere to go. Jenks pursuing very well. There's Middleset, number 3, making sure he doesn't get any farther and bumps him out of bounds. It's 4th down and 10, and I would assume Bixby's going for it.
McAnally does a nice job of getting some penetration there. Pangburn, Orlando Williams on the front, defensive front, and they're making him bounce outside.
Kirby's got 3 receivers to the right. He looks deep. He fires over the middle. Incomplete. Looking for Snyder, who's a big target at 6'2", 200.
And they had what they're looking for. Snyder was open in the middle of the field.
No, you just...
And you see here, but the ball's just a little bit behind, so defense finally makes a stand. But you got to think that Bixby is not going to be intimidated or back down or punt the ball very many times tonight, so got to be ready to play. Coach Gaylor told him, you guys got to be ready to play 4 quarters, maybe even more tonight.
That's one that guys that Carson Kirby's probably kicking himself over a little bit over there on the Bixby sideline because, like Coach said, they have what they wanted. Snyder was open, breaking toward the middle of the field. Looked like the Jenks defense wasn't quite set yet when that ball was snapped, and so the Trojans dodged a little bit of a bullet there with Kirby being off the mark.
Well, here's Gazar in the offense. Oh, and KD let that one go right through his hands. That's a very rare drop by him.
Yeah, that was Dillard there coming in motion on the wide side of the field. And again, I think he was kind of looking upfield before he secured that catch.
I can't see the numbers.
It's those jerseys, right?
It's killing me.
That they like those jerseys, but the black on the maroon, kind of hard to read.
I'm 2,400 in one eye, 2,100 in the other eye, and I'm old enough where the 2,100 I'm not so sure about anymore. 2nd down and 10. This is KD. He dances and doesn't get much. Nice open field tackle by the Spartans, number 8. Trey McLaughlin, another Oklahoma State commit. We certainly can't not talk about the elephant in the room or in the field of play, which is the loss of Mike Gundy, fired Tuesday. KD Jones, whom you see there, had committed OSU. McLaughlin, who just made that tackle, had committed OSU. Presley, who you saw make a catch earlier, had committed OSU. I know KD decommitted. I'm not sure about Presley, but it's an interesting situation. We'll get your thoughts on it after this play on 2nd and 8, or 3rd and 8. Gazar has been good, 3 out of 4, and he's got another one. That should be a 1st down. They'll give him the progress up at the 45-yard line.
Cato does a really nice job here, just getting past the chains and then coming inside. Not that replay there, but Cato's able to come inside and pick up the 1st down, takes a big hit, but then also stays with the catch.
Katie trying to get outside. And in on the stop, number 54 there is Madden Dawson.
Yeah, whatever you think of Mike Gundy, I will say this. When he came to high schools, when he came to Jenks, always very interactive with the students, taking lots of pictures, spending time with the fans. And that's something that not every college coach does.
All right. There's a jump pass over the middle. Look out. To the 20. To the 10. Braxton Daniel into the end zone. Touchdown, Trojans.
We saw Kazar do a great job running the ball against Union, right? And so this Bixby staff was getting ready for him to do that. Like you said, he steps up into the line, jumps up, and hits a pop pass. Braxton Daniel, how about those wheels, Rob?
Breakaway speed from the big tight end. He's been a big part of this passing game and this vertical attack through the first few weeks of the season. And boy, did they execute that one to perfection, guys. Landy Kazar had everybody in the stadium believing that he was going to keep that ball and run just enough to freeze that Spartan defense and go over the top.
Sam McEwen with the snap. Jake Flowers with the hold. The kick by Mahan. We got a flag? Yes, we do.
Been a couple minutes since one got thrown. They had to make sure everybody still remembered their round.
Yes, they got antsy. So as it stands, it's 21-8. They're still talking it over, and it could be a situation where they assess the penalty on the kickoff. How about this crowd tonight? Good stuff. 9,000, standing room only. Kewan Jones is on his feet. I don't think he's sat down since the game started. Oh, this will be a bit against the Spartans. So the touchdown is good. They'll probably assess the penalty on the kickoff. As the Trojans just went 66 yards, and they did it in 5 plays, and Landon Kazar, Rob Loeber, you talked about his composure and hitting wide open receivers, and you were right. When sometimes guys can get so excited they overthrow the guy, but man, Kazar, and he showed such poise last year. He came in a game last year when Owen Jones, the starting quarterback, went out, and in his backup role last year, just very composed throughout the season, and he hasn't let up tonight. And he came into this game 75% passing, 727 yards and 8 touchdowns, and he's added to it tonight with 3 TD passes in the first quarter.
Yeah, couldn't be more impressed by the Trojan starting quarterback. I don't know if there's anybody around these parts who had him with 3 TD passes 9 minutes into the first quarter. I'll raise my hand and say I did not have that on my bingo card.
Well, he had 4 TD passes against Union. This kick into the end zone thanks to the penalty. So here we go. 1st and 10, Bixby. 3:19 to go first quarter. Don't count the Spartans out. They'll start at their own 20, down 21-8. But this is a deficit that they haven't faced this year for sure. And it's been a while since probably the season opener last year when they were beaten by Owasso.
Well, and Don, we talked too about the first 2 scoring plays, how they were both on 3rd and longs, and even that play was not a 3rd down. But go back to the play before that, to Jalen Cato. That was a 3rd and 8 conversion where Kazar again stood in there, delivered a nice ball. Cato did a good job of running that route, getting open. So a key conversion that kept that drive going, and then they swing for the fences.
He's 4 of 6, 185 yards, 3 scores. And you're right, on 3rd down, he's 3 for 3. Here come the Spartans, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Chase Kirby is their quarterback. His brother Connor was a 3-year starter before him, and another quarterback before him, and Braden Presley is loose. Can you believe this? That's just how fast this Bixby team can score. Wow. 80 yards in one play.
Yeah, Coach Snyder, offensive coordinator at Bixby, just said, you guys think you got a quarterback that can step up and deliver a play-action pass? Watch this. So Presley, I mean, he's a guy that we got to have 11 people knowing where he is at all times. He's just too dangerous. Lost sight of him as Kirby does a nice job on the run fake and then drops it down to a wide open guy.
He is much bigger, isn't he, than his 2 older brothers, 6'1", almost 200 pounds. And he looks the part. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens in the weeks ahead with Oklahoma State and whether these players meet the new head coach and recommit to Oklahoma State or open up the recruiting. KD decommitted, so his recruiting is opened up again. Here's the extra point kick on the way, and good. Wow, what a first quarter. 3:09 to go first quarter. It's Jenks 21 and Bixby 15. Most points ever scored in a game here at Allen Trimble Stadium was 100 points back in 1998. We'll talk about that one when we come back in a moment on Jenks Trojan TV.
Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. When I add the Dijon mustard to this pretzel bun, it takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Chick-fil-A, Tulsa Hills, one of our sponsors of Trojan TV. Well, Braden Presley has made his presence felt here in this first quarter. And the kickoff into the end zone, and so here come the Trojans, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Still 3:09 to go opening quarter, and it is 21-15 Trojans.
I know you gave us a weather report. It's much cooler. It's the fall season here, but man, I mean, this track meet, somebody might start cramping up, and that conditioning could take a toll in this game.
Exactly. Most points scored in a game here at Allen Trimble Stadium, 1998. Union beat Jenks 55-45. Sonia and Katie, Daylight Donuts and Jenks, thank you for supplying the donuts to the Trojan TV crew today. Kazar's in motion. Wildcat formation for KD as the quarterback, and it's a run play all the way, and the flag is down, and Katie dives up to the 25-yard line.
It's going to be a procedure penalty for not being lined up. I don't think we had enough guys on the line of scrimmage.
So move it back 5 yards.
Well, guys, you have some heavyweight fights that are hyped up, and guys come out maybe a little tight, maybe a little nervous, throwing some jabs, keeping their distance, trying to feel each other out. This is not one of those bouts so far. These are just straight-up haymakers that are flying back and forth. There was 10 seconds between touchdowns on that last one with Braxton Daniel and Braden Presley.
Trojans have 231 total yards. Bixby at least 100 in total yards. I'll see if I can update that after this play. So the Trojans are behind the sticks, but that hasn't bothered him in this first quarter. 1st and 15 from the 15. KD's in trouble. Down he goes. Cord Nolan, number 4, leads the way.
Cord got in there just immediately, right as the snap of the ball on his run fit, and he was in KD's face about the time that KD got the ball, and there was just really nowhere for him to go.
Loss of 8 on the play. 2nd down and 23.
You don't really have a category for 2nd and 23
Not
very
no.
often,
No.
so especially in the shadow of your own end zone here, right up against the sharp center.
Caleb Dillard is split to the left. KD in motion. They fake to him. They look for Dillard over the middle. Kazar's in trouble, stumbles, and down at the 5-yard line. A loss of 2.
And we got another flag down here from the side judge here on the near sideline, guys, on the Jenks sideline. Not going in the right direction on this drive, and now getting into a very dangerous part of the field offensively.
I'll mark it at the 4, so this will bring up 3rd and about 26. Wow.
I think it's going to be a procedure penalty. So it'll be. I thought procedure was a dead ball penalty.
It can be either.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. Right.
I think that's what Coach is asking about.
A false start is a dead ball penalty. Procedure's not. And look at this. In the end zone, that might be a safety. It is. Wow. The Trojans gift wrap 2 points here with 1:43 to go in the first quarter. Boy, you just cannot do that.
Yeah, no, don't need to give any free points away. And the offense had looked very sharp on those first drives. Scored every time touched the ball, and then started things off poorly on that series. And Coach Gaylor's still trying to get some explanation on what that procedure penalty was from the side judge. But both side judges threw the flag, so somebody must not have been lined up right.
Correct. Look at number 8, Luke McAnally, leading player on that defensive line. Trojan football brought to you by Waldo's Chicken, where everything is made fresh daily. 3 locations at 71st and Yale, Owasso, and in Broken Arrow. Great place to pick up some catering, call in and drive through and pick it up for watch some college football tomorrow.
Waldo's was up in the Trojan Club tonight.
Were they?
Helping get everything set up.
Nice.
And also wanted to make sure we mention our Tulsa Teacher Credit Union Teacher of the Game, Danielle Henry, Student Council sponsor, Student Body Leadership teacher, psychology teacher, golf coach. So shout out to Danielle. Congratulations for having the team pick her as the Tulsa Teachers Credit Union Teacher of the Game.
She's also big in that Jenks Canvas, isn't she? The app that they have.
She sends out the Canvas announcements every day. Yeah, keeps us informed of what's happening around JHS.
Here's the Westlake Ace kickoff. And the Trojans were assessed a penalty. Apparently, they have to kick off from the 20. And here's because of the safety, they kick off from the 20. I beg your pardon. And here are the Trojans catching Presley at the 42-yard line. Leading the way there was Aiden Stevens on the special teams.
Yeah, not only do we give up the 2 points on the safety, but we got to turn the ball right back over to this Bixby team who has scored and been prolific in their scoring all throughout the season.
All throughout the 10-year run. Margin of victory since 2018 and their wins at 45 points. First down from the 44-yard line. Jenks defense needs to stiffen here. Swing pass out. Good pursuit, and down he goes. Good job after the catch by Tyler Wright, a senior. It was one of their leading receivers and one of their better defensive players out of the secondary.
We'll see here on the replay. You got Odom getting outside. You got Dillard coming out. You got a lot of guys that are doing a good job of wrapping them up. Cade Klein out there as well.
Nolan in motion. Oh, was it a direct snap, and there might be a fumble. The Trojans think they got it, and they do.
Rob, I couldn't see if that was a plan or if they just bobbled it on the snap, a low snap.
Did it hit Nolan? It did.
Yeah. Yep. I was looking at the replay, guys. Hit the man in motion. Cord Nolan there, just right in the back of the leg. Just didn't quite time it up right. And a big break for the Trojans as, again, guys, just wild swings of momentum so far in this first quarter.
I believe it was number 30, Pierce Brand, that came up with the fumble recovery. So can the Trojans take advantage of this? With just under a minute to go here, first quarter, still leading 21-17 at the Bixby 46-yard line. Look at this offensive line, showing some power football, and it's Katie out of the Wildcat. Nothing doing.
Bringing an extra lineman there on the left side, and KD tries to go left, but not enough of a push to create much space for him there. So you'll have kind of the jumbo package headed off to the field, bring the wide receivers back in.
Dillard split right. Cato in the slot. Daniel, inside receiver to the right. One receiver left. Fake option, Kazar. Inside the 45 to the 43 to set up third and about 5.
Yeah, you're going to think that when you're running that option look, there's going to be somebody on the pitch, man, when it's KD. And so Kazar does the smart thing there and turns it up, as that's going to bring the first quarter to a close. Pretty interesting first quarter, wouldn't you say, Don?
I would say so. The Spartans and the Trojans. Number 1, Spartans trailing the number 2 ranked Trojans 21-17, heading to the second quarter. From Allen Trimble Stadium on Jenks Trojan TV.
Life doesn't wait for you to slow down. When you're moving fast and something doesn't feel right, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is here to help you stay in motion. Through our combined expertise in orthopedic surgery, non-surgical medicine, and comprehensive whole patient treatment, our team has your back and every other joint too. Ready to get back out there? Visit AOOK.com and let's move forward together. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
It's more than just a rivalry. It's tradition. It's pride. It's Jenks versus Bixby. Win or lose, we know this game just means more. At Mabry Bank, we stand behind both Trojans and Spartans and the families and businesses that make each of these communities great. No matter what colors you wear tonight, we are proud to be your hometown bank. Mabry Bank. You matter at Mabry.
Craving comfort? Waldo's Chicken and Beer has you covered. Sink your teeth into our crispy southern fried or juicy rotisserie chicken. And don't forget our scratch-made sides like mac and cheese plus our original sauces. So grab a beer and get clucking to Waldo's. 71st and Yale, Broken Arrow, and in Owasso. Waldo'sChicken.com.
Our pets are more than just pets. They're our people, our family. And when they get sick, we want them to be cared for like family. At Woodland West, pet care is personal. We care for your animals the same way we care for our own. As the most comprehensive facility in the Tulsa area for everything from diagnostics to treatment, you can trust that our team of compassionate veterinary experts are delivering the care your animal deserves. Your pet is always there for you. Let us be there to keep them in good health. Woodland West Animal Hospital.
Hey Trojans, get the only card that donates to Jenks Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $160,000 so far. Support the Trojans with your card today.
There's a look at the JTA team. I believe that's the JTA team that warmed up before the game. There is a Jason Stone on the right. They're working on the referee. He needs a new microphone. By the way, after the first quarter, when the Trojans are leading after the first quarter the last 37 years, how about this number? 306-12. Can it hold up against the defending champ Bixby Spartans, who have just been sensational the last 11 years? What a run they've had, and we'll compare that to Jenks' best 11-year run. The Spartans have Cord Nolan. We have Nolan King in the box tonight. He's having a good time. All right, 3rd and 7 at the Bixby 44-yard line. Starting the second quarter. We'll run down the first quarter stats. Brought to you by Woodland West Pet Resort. After this run, Katie doesn't pick up a lot, about 4 to make it 4th down.
I know Dillard's our punter, but not bringing. We got our offense still on the field. Kuzar's still out there.
Total yards in the first quarter: 220 for Jenks, 183 for Bixby. It's 4th down, 4th and about 7, 4th and 6. Kuzar's been good on 3rd down. How about 4th down? Yes, sir. 1st down to the 30. Bounces off a player, and Braxton Daniels is inside the 20, or rather,
Cato.
Jalen Cato. His second catch of the first half.
2 big ones because both of them picked up first downs. And as they get back on the ball, had him on a crossing route there from his inside slot position.
From the 24-yard line. That's a gain of 16. And again, KD is bottled up. He is frustrated as he's talking to Adam Gaylor. I think he thought he got a face mask there.
Yeah, just going back to that previous play, guys, another really nice ball from Landon Kazar. They had double crossers there. Caleb Dillard coming from one side of the field, Cato coming from the other on the underneath option, and nice job by Kazar to hit his man in stride. And yet again here, another situation where we see the Trojans kind of working from behind the sticks.
KD 9 carries, 21 yards. Kazar, though, 5 of 7, 204 yards, 3 touchdowns. Some big passes on 3rd and 4th down in this first half. Trojans up 21-17. Kazar, quick drop. Got a man at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown. Trojans, and it's Caleb Dillard having an all-state season. Another OSU commit, or at least, I'm sorry, he was offered by OSU.
See Dillard move out there to the inside on the trips and just get up the seam right there. You've got one guy on the hash, you've got another guy outside, and then he bends it across the middle. And once he has that inside position, great target and great hands, 6 points for the Trojans.
Owen Mahan with another extra point on the way, and good. So another nice drive by the Trojans, and it was helped by a fumble. They turn a turnover into some points and lead 28-17.
So look at Coach Gator talking to KD right there. I think he's talking to him about not bouncing. This is a very speedy, athletic secondary group and linebacker core, and so he's saying, hey, sometimes you got to stick it up inside. Can't always bounce it. Trying to keep KD very passionate, very hard-nosed competitor, trying to make sure he's keeping his composure there and staying with the grind.
Just got a quick stat update from our guy Craig Bowman down here on the sidelines, guys. How about Landon Kazar? 6 for 8, 230 yards. 4 of those completions have gone for touchdowns. Is that any good?
That's pretty good, isn't it? That is pretty good here in just the first half alone. The most touchdown passes in a game for the Trojans. How about 6 by Ian Corwin? And I believe Mark Ginther did it as well. Yep, Corwin did it against Norman in 2017, and Ginther did it against Muskogee back in 2007. Been several that do it 5 touchdown passes, and Kazar did 4 2 weeks ago against Union. He's got 4 here.
That's about the 5th guy, Rob, that they have said, hey, take that little white tail out. I don't know why we still have guys that are with him, because Ace had to get pulled off the field for the very first rep. So it seemed to be a point of emphasis tonight.
Look at this. Throwback. This really worked for Union one year. It's going to work for the Spartans up the midfield. Still fighting inside Jenks territory.
I know exactly where Coach Montgomery saw that play. He saw that play in the state championship game when he was the head coach, the interim head coach, and the Robertson brothers did that from Union and took it all the way to the house. And so Coach Montgomery remembered that play because that opened up the floodgates for the Union Redskins at that time to put it on the Trojans in the championship game.
Well, guys, I don't have all of the Presley brothers down here on the field. I don't have all the specs in front of me. My eye test tells me, though, that Braden Presley might just be the biggest, most formidable Presley in terms of just his physical size. They've got him listed at 6'1", 196. I think he's every bit of that. Yeah. I think he is not just speed, but imposing his will on some of those Jenks tacklers there. Not an easy human being to bring down.
Not at all. And yeah, he plays bigger than 6'1", 195. Chris Harris, who played in the NFL, was an all-pro cornerback for the Broncos and a few other teams, and was from Bixby, if I remember right, has been working out with Presley, or had been working out with him, and said 2 years ago, or maybe last year I think it was, this kid's going to play on Sundays. Brennan Presley, of course, on the taxi squad of the Rams. Here's Kirby running down the sideline, caught from behind at the 30-yard line.
Shows a pass, quick pass to the wide side of the field, pulls the ball down. He has Maul out in front as a lead blocker, pulling the lineman around to the outside. They get the edge, and lots of good schemes, lots of X's and O's going on tonight.
Fake to Mole. They look over the middle. Kirby steps up, batted in the air, and caught by Mole at the 26-yard line. That's lucky, a gain of 5.
Well, that probably is lucky, actually, because I think he was looking for Cord Nolan, who was in the middle of the field pretty much open, and so those hands kind of helped out there.
2nd and 5 for Kirby since Nolan and Mole, and throws for Mole. Nolan tries to get a tackle in, and he's out of bounds, but he'll move the sticks. I believe he's close to it. Let's see. Pierce Brand ran him out. He's 2 yards short.
Again, Maul very effective for Wasso's success last year. Moved over to Bixby at the end of the year as a transfer.
Actually started as a sophomore at Union. That might have been procedure. There's a false start on the Spartans. Woodland West Pet Resort and Animal Hospital, just off Highway 75, a proud sponsor of Trojan football, as well as Jinx Palm and Jinx Cheer and a flag down. Oh, they pick it up. I beg your pardon. That was on the false start. Thought they might have thrown another one. 3rd and 7 at the Jinx 29. Trojans need to stop them. This is 4-down territory. Trojans leading 28-17, but they need to gain some momentum themselves. Here's Mole right down the middle, and he's going to bring up a 4th and 1. And Mole, is he hurt?
No, we've got a Trojan down, though. It's not McAnally. Can't tell who it is. Thought it was somebody on the interior.
It's going to be Pangburn.
Pangburn, he's going to have to come out even though he got back up.
Trojans call a timeout. 8:53 to go first half, unless that's an official. I think we'll see.
No, I think defense called a timeout to talk this over. 4th and 1, really critical play.
We'll take a break and come right back and see what happens here on Jenks Trojan TV.
At Our Best Bank, we believe financial confidence should be within reach for everyone. That's why we're here to help you plan and achieve your goals at every step. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Our Best Bank, we believe.
Hey Trojans, get the only card that donates to Jenks Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $160,000 so far.
4th and 1 at the Jenks 23-yard line. Gill, the quarterback, he's actually a running back, and I think he's going to get the first down. Not by much. Mark it at the 21. Gain of 2. Only 1 turnover in the game, and it turned into 7 points for the Trojans after recovering a fumble near midfield. Here on first down, the Spartans again getting some push off that offensive line and getting some good yardage on first down.
I think we actually, they may give him forward progress there. I thought Brand did a nice job along with Carson Odom there, but they gave him his forward progress.
The 21 down to the 18. Kirby looks for the post, caught, and into the end zone. Touchdown for catcher DeHart.
Just got inside position there. Nobody stepped up on the ball once it got delivered. And you'll see here, we've got guys in the area, but guys are running across the field to chase crossing route. Didn't see the football. Weren't able to get their eyes on it, either bat it down or then step up and make the tackle or make a hit, try to break up the reception.
So Carson Kirby is having a heck of a first half as well. 7 of 9 passing. Extra point.
They're going to call a timeout, talk this over, see if they want a 2-point conversion, make it 25-28. I'm kind of thinking that the scoring's not going to end regardless of what happens here. I think there's going to be some more points coming down the line.
Would agree.
Well, the middle of the field, guys, has been a very popular spot tonight. It's been a location for these teams to have scoring plays. You saw Braxton Daniels' touchdown right in the middle of the field, just right up the gut. You saw Braden Presley's touchdown go right down the seam. And then Caleb Dillard, his last touchdown reception, crossing route right over the middle. And the same one there to DeHart. So both defenses having some trouble covering those guys running horizontally across the middle.
Both of these offensive coordinators put a lot of pressure on the defense to communicate, to make sure guys aren't running free, to make sure you're not misaligned. I know Coach Gaylor was talking to his unit before the game, saying, "Hey, get lined up right, get your eyes in the right spot, and then go play physical football." And so right now, both defenses having a hard time with, some of the schemes that are coming at them with the very talented skill players on both sides of the ball.
Very important announcement coming at halftime. We'll talk about that hopefully as we move along this first half. By the way, tip of the cap to Officer Cody Cole, Jenks Police Department today. They had one of their vehicles wrapped for Special Olympics and presented it, I understand, before the game. And some of the Special Olympians were presented on the field. And so congratulations to Officer Cole. He's been extremely instrumental in raising funds for the Special Olympics, and the hometown huddle was a hit as usual again today.
Big turnout there, especially if you're trying to get into town.
Oh, Lord, it was tough today. Okay, they're going to go for 2 to try to pull within 3. They already have a safety today, and now they decide to kick the extra point.
Sometimes you wonder why they do that. If just bring the kicker on the field, they're
right.
Definitely testing the waters, looking for what schemes they might want to use later on.
Here's the extra point, and it's good with 8:13 to go here in the first half. What a first half it is. Jenks 28 and the Spartans 24. We'll take a break, come back as we continue from Allen Trimble Stadium on Jenks Trojans.
Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. When I add the Dijon mustard to this pretzel bun, it takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
So it's 28-24 after a 7-play, 47-yard drive by the Spartans. And, of course, they were helped by the 33-yard pass, backward pass on the kickoff return. Dr. Fox, that really set it up for them.
Well, special teams definitely making a contribution tonight. And so far the special teams tip of the cap's gone the Spartans' way.
Has indeed. Trojans led it one time by 13, then 11, now lead by 4. This will be returned by KD. He had a kickoff return for a score against Broken Arrow's freshman year. This is up to midfield. KD caught from behind and down at the Bixby 45-yard line, and the fans are on their feet.
Yeah, I think it's going to help KD out as well. A little frustrated at that last offensive series, and so helps him get some mojo and feel a little momentum. And so big return right there as he takes it up the numbers, breaks inside, uses his speed. A lot of nice Trojan blockers out there in front of him to help him spring that.
That will help him as well get over 4,600 yards in all-purpose yardage. The all-time leader is Trayvon Barree at 57.73, but Katie is on pace to possibly break that record this year. First down at the Bixby 45-yard line for Gazar. Hand off to KD and gummed up.
So right now, just not getting any push from that offensive line against big Caden Penny, and those linebackers are filling very quickly. You have Trey McLaughlin in there again, the guy that you talked about is decommitting from OU, but from OSU. But right now, the first and second levels are winning the battle in the trenches.
Cord Nolan is the middle linebacker, a Texas Tech commit. They go KD, trying to turn the corner, and he is hurdling over a defender to not much of yardage, and so they'll mark this at the 42.
Had a little
43.
Had a little bit of a window there, but Nathan Gonzalez comes up and upends him.
One thing that KD can do, hasn't done since his sophomore year, was throw the ball out of the backfield. He has a touchdown pass in his only attempt. That was against Broken Arrow, and that great comeback when they were down 21 points, came back and forced overtime and won that game 2 years ago. Interesting. Willie Ponder, one of the coaches, I believe, on the sideline saying, well, let's start working the play clock down a little bit. Kazar can run. Oh, he slides down. He was in jail there at the 41. Fourth and about 6.
Has anybody punted the ball tonight?
I don't believe so. We haven't had a punt yet, have we?
Bixby faked one.
Yes, they did fake one. Thank you.
Yeah, I remember that, Rob. That's why I asked the question, has anybody actually punted it? Trojans keep their unit on the field as well.
Run down another score for you. Union in the second quarter leading Edmond Santa Fe in Tulsa 9-6. Broken Arrow and Owasso in the second quarter at BA 7-7.
Gonna have to get this off.
Yeah, they can't do it. We have not had many delay of games this year. That might be the first one of the season. Trojan offense is a little bit in disarray this evening as compared to the past, and yet they have 28 points in the first half. So maybe I'm a little critical.
We
just don't seem to have much rhythm offensively.
Yeah, we've talked about some big first down pickups. One on fourth down, one on third down. Both of those catches by Cato that kept drives alive.
This is an interesting formation, and out of the punt, something they haven't done before is Caleb Dillard. Kicks it straight up in the air, and that's not quite the kick that they were looking for, averaging about 35 yards a kick.
We're going to get a pretty good spot there.
Yeah, this isn't going to go.
I'll take that because unless he's moving up still. He started now. Yeah, he's moving up.
Man, that's a tough one too, guys. Field position, definitely important, but a chance to kind of pin them deep, maybe inside the 10, at the very least inside the 20, and now they're going to spot the ball right at the 30-yard line, so you really only gain about 10 yards, maybe less in field position that time. So tough break for Caleb Dillard. Just didn't strike that one the way he wanted to.
24-yard kick for Caleb. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, proud supporters of the Trojans. One of my Saturday morning breakfast guys, the Dean of Health Sciences at TU, Ron Walker, on the balcony tonight. He is the guest of Mike Catterson, the trainer of the Trojans, and Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, where Ron worked for so many years. Won't make it tomorrow. Got the Grand Lake golf weekend. My sons are in town, and so off we go after golf today. And tomorrow here is Bixby off and running. Not cut down. Mo, look at that move. This could give Bixby the lead back. Jason Mo is showing you why he's one of the best. Dives into the end zone, and no signal yet. Touchdown, Spartans.
Yeah, at least
70 yards.
Yeah, I was going to say at least 3 missed tackles, 2 close to the line of scrimmage. Pull the guard around, wrap around to kick us out, and had guys that were there just didn't finish the play, and very frustrating, I know, for Coach Gaylor to see that. But we knew this was going to be a fight, and the thing that we want to do here is we want to make sure we answer because Bixby was going to get the ball to open up the second half.
Yeah. They show that they were going to go for 2, but now here comes the kicker in.
Guys, I think it was Clark Carricker coming up on that play who had a really good shot on Maul, and like you said, Don, it looked like he cut him down. It looked like he took his legs out, and just incredible balance by Jason Maul there to kind of elude that tackle, run through it, run over it, however you want to describe it, and stay on his feet, and then turn it on, and you know the rest.
So the extra point is up and good, and it is now the Spartans back out in front. 31-28, their second lead of the game with 5:13 to go here in the first half.
Make every occasion unforgettable with Waldo's Chicken and Beer. From corporate lunches to special events, enjoy our irresistible dishes, including breakfast. Waldo's full-service catering has you covered. We'll handle the food so you can focus on what matters. Waldo's Chicken and Beer, catering made easy.
Next week, the Trojans are in Norman to take on the Tigers, and boy, they are a tough ticket right now. They are leading at Edmond North tonight, 7-0, that game in the second quarter. Deer Creek leading at Enid, 58-0. Those two games, obviously, in the same district as Bixby and Jenks. And Mustang is at Moore, and your Lions are leading 15-0. Dr. Fox in the second quarter.
Wow.
Impressive. This is 31-28 in the first half. We still got over 5 minutes to go first half. Fair catch called and taken near the sideline.
And he's wishing he hadn't caught it because if he let it bounce, thinking it would have bounced out. But that's tough right there. You don't know where the sideline is. And you know it's a short kick, kind of that deep onside look. And so, you know, if it does bounce around and bounces back in, you don't want to give Bixby a chance to jump on it. But that's why they kick it there, to put that pressure on the receiver, to make him make a decision, sometimes make the wrong decision. But the big thing we got to do is we got to answer right here.
572 total yards between these two in the first half. Trojans 267 total yards, but 230 of the 267 in the air with the quarterback Kazar. KD has been held in check. They get it out to him. He picks that one off the deck and gets a first down or close to it. Now finally out of bounds and does pick up another set of downs.
Get the ball out to him quickly in space. Cato and Braxton Daniels doing a nice job of blocking for him out there, helping him get the edge and get up far enough to get the line to gain.
So gain of 12 on the play. So good in the open field. That's another reason they like to throw it to him. And look at Daniel get swallowed up. What a big-time play that was by Tyler Wright, one of the leaders on this team.
Yeah, Dillard's in motion right there, but Rob, what was that call right there by the official? I didn't hear that.
Aruru's helmet came off, so he's got to head to the sidelines for one play. Bo Bright in for him.
Okay, so Dillard catches that ball and gets outside, but the defender plays off of Cato's block and hits Dillard about the time that he catches that ball before he can get some momentum going upfield.
Second down and long here for Kazar. In trouble. Fires fastball over the middle and almost picked off. Nice job as the receiver had to play defense. That's Caleb Dillard.
Kazar getting hit down low. You know, that's an area where the NFL has actually said you can't hit a quarterback anymore. It wasn't intentional. It was just how the play developed. But dangerous there, but it kept Kazar from being able to step into the throw, and so the ball floated a little bit. I think if he has time to step up into the pocket and get that speed rush coming around the edge, getting him from behind and just interrupting that time and his ability to follow through and hit Dillard downfield.
Another big third down play for number 7. They set up a screen, and that one's botched. On the pressure for the Spartans was number 9, Nathan Hobbs, a junior. They're leading one of their leading tacklers, and of course Hobbs a linebacker, and his dad Steve and his uncle Brian were great players at Union.
Maverick Nance, linebacker, all over KD right there. Didn't give him much of a chance at all to turn around and find the ball on the screen look.
Well, Caleb Dillard is back to punt, so the Trojans have had to punt the last 2 possessions, allowing Bixby to regain the lead. And this is a much better punt for Dillard. Chases Presley back, who bobbles it at the 20. Look at this. Up to the 31-yard line. Finally, Riley Kester brought him down. And here is a flag going up. We're going to have a personal foul, unsportsmanlike against one of the teams.
I really think that's got to be on Matthew Constant from Bixby, but we'll see.
Something was said, guys, that Carson Kirby didn't like. He was one of the ones over on the Bixby sideline that had to be restrained and held back. He wanted a piece of somebody in a maroon jersey.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that was Kirby.
Jerseys, there were about 6 of them surrounding Presley on that punt return, and he went right through him like it was nothing.
I think, is Presley still on the ground?
No, he got up.
No.
Okay. Yeah, there was something as Presley was down. There were a lot of maroon jerseys that were there after he had gotten through several other maroon jerseys. Coach Montgomery talking. I think we had some guys that were doing some talking. It's just going to be determined who this is going to be on or could be offsetting.
I think Riley Kester was in the middle of it. He made the tackle. Trojans over the last 36 years, district play 230-18, and at home 116-11. Trailing here though 31-28.
They're talking a long time. I just think this is going to be offsetting.
Yeah. A lot to recap in this first half, where the Trojans jumped out early to lead 7-0. Bixby answered back in one play to make it 8-7 when they went for 2. Trojans came right back in 3 plays. 82-yard pass play to Caleb Dillard to make it 14-8. Bixby drove down to the Jenks 34, had an incomplete 4th down pass. The Trojans scored again in 5 plays. A 47-yard pass to Braxton Daniel to make it 21-8, their biggest lead of the half. But guess what? Next play, pass from Kirby to Braden Presley for 80 yards to make it 21-15, and then a safety as the Trojans were tackled in the end zone. Kazar at the goal line to make it 21-17 Jenks at the end of the first quarter. In the second quarter, Jenks scored early in the second quarter to go back up. And then Bixby has scored the last 2 touchdowns to go ahead 31-28. All right, so they do offset.
That was a long conversation for offsetting penalties. This is an experienced crew, but like I said, if it's offsetting, it doesn't usually take you that long to figure it out.
Well, the Trojans have had a 13-point lead and an 11-point lead. Now trail by 3, and Bixby's got the ball to add more to it, with 4:14 to go here before halftime. And they'll have the ball at their own 37-yard line. This is where the Jenks defense, who has stopped them once tonight, well, twice. They did get a turnover, stopped them on 4th down, on turnover on downs, and then also on a fumble recovery. Now they're going to move this back to the 31-yard line.
I was wondering how they got up
up to the 37.
Yeah. I've been known to miss things before, though.
Wide receiver to each side. Nolan in motion. Now DeHart in motion. And now a fake the mole. And Kirby's around the end and runs out of room, but gets about 7 or 8 and another flag down.
That's going to be a personal foul on us, saying we hit him out of bounds. Don't need to give these guys anything extra.
No. Need to keep your composure here with 4:08 to go. And again, Bixby not only has the ball now and the lead, they get the ball to start the second half.
Folks down here on this sideline having a tough time with that one, guys. I didn't see a whole lot of extra contact there after Carson Kirby was out of bounds.
1st and 10 at the Trojan 46-yard line. Mole around the end. Look at his moves. Jason Mole started his sophomore year at Union. Moved to Owasso. Scored the game-winning touchdown in the triple overtime semifinal against Jenks last year. Moves to Bixby, and here he is on the run in this first half. From the Jenks 46 down to the 24. And he's still loose.
Snapped it before the chains got set. They're picking up the tempo, got the pressure on the defense, have the Trojans on their heels right now, want to keep delivering those body blows. But Mole very successful at all three schools he's played in the past 3 years, obviously.
Three and a half to go. Here's a new running back. He plows forward for a first down. And that's Carter Bell. Little
fullback trap going to old school right there.
Oh, down to the Jenks 13-yard line. Mole again. This time, nothing doing. He got stood up, got delayed trying to get outside, and then the Trojans were there to greet him.
Had Carricker moving inside, and he gets outside, takes on the block, able to slow him down enough.
Cade Klein.
For Klein to get him on the ground.
Here's Kirby over the middle. Oh, what a catch. Touchdown, Bixby. Boy, they just can't put any pressure on Kirby, and Emery Snyder is there, and here's a flag down after the play.
Yeah, they're going to get Snyder there for spiking it emphatically in the back of the end zone. Something I think both coaches are going to have a talk with their guys about in the locker room at halftime, guys. Just the emotions and keeping a level head out here. It's starting to really bubble up in the last few minutes.
Snyder just a big target running across the back of the end zone. Trojan defense is trailing him, but once he gets the ball, try to strip it out of his hands. Just too big, too strong, too fast to keep 6 points off the board right there.
Here's the extra point try to give the Spartans a 10-point lead. 2:51 to go before halftime. Up and good. So the Spartans have scored the last 3 touchdowns.
Life doesn't wait for you to slow down. When you're moving fast and something doesn't feel right, Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma is here to help you stay in motion. Through our combined expertise in orthopedic surgery, non-surgical medicine, and comprehensive whole patient treatment, our team has your back and every other joint too. Ready to get back out there? Visit AOOK.com and let's move forward together. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
2:51 left before halftime, so the Trojans would behoove them to get some points on the board here before intermission.
They have nothing else just for some momentum. I mean, Bixby is started on their heels. We came out strong, got up on them, scored every time on those first few offensive drives. Let them stay in a little bit, get that safety. They got things back going again, and in the last few drives, Bixby has really taken the momentum and the pulse of this game and taken the air out of this crowd. It doesn't seem like the energy is the same on the Trojan sideline anymore, Rob.
No, that's an understatement. Some of the air has definitely left the balloon, but I think if you're this coaching staff and these players, you got to realize what kind of game this has been so far, that quick strikes can happen any moment, and that there is still a ton of time left. That yes, all the momentum on the side of the Spartans right now, and 10 points against this team looks, maybe feels like more than it looks. But important drive here coming up for this Jenks offense.
And the Trojans could get some good field position because with the unsportsmanlike penalty, the kickoff from the 25, this will be returnable. Cade Klein at the 15. Finds a lane. Ooh, almost horse collar tackle. Grab him around the neck, and down he goes at the 36-yard line.
2:45. You got plenty of time, especially since you've gotten some things in big chunks. One thing we haven't done tonight is run the ball with any consistency or effectiveness. But one thing you don't want to do is put the ball in the air, have it dropped, have some incompletions, and have to punt the ball away again and give Bixby an extra possession right here before the half.
Quick pass, caught, first down up to the 47-yard line. Jalen Cato.
They're really focused on Braxton and Caleb Dillard, and so it's setting Cato up for some one-on-one looks, and he's doing a very fine job of securing the catch.
3 catches, all for first downs. Here he is again, and another first down.
Take what the defense gives you right there. He's in that slot position. He's getting inside position. Landon's getting him the ball, getting it to him quickly, on target, moving the chains.
Double move here would be sweet. Fake the slant, then head down the middle.
McAnally coming in right here for Braxton.
Braxton Daniel out as the H-back. See if this opens up a running lane for KD with 2 minutes to go first half. It does. And he burrows his way inside the 40 to the 37 and a gain of 5.
Now KD's thinking he wants to bust one off for about 25 or so, but 5 yards on first down isn't a bad pickup
exactly.
at all.
He comes out to the left, as you see there, with the green gloves. There he is. All-State running back by the Tulsa World. And right now, the number 1 ranked player in the metro area. Well, they'll throw it to him, and he can't hang on to it. Of course, there were some Spartans coming. Third down.
Probably better that he didn't catch that ball. Gives him third down a lot closer than where it would have been, because he probably would have been eaten up right there by Trey McLaughlin.
Emery Snyder, who's in on defense, and Tyler Wright out of the secondary are urging the Spartan fans to get on their feet. Stands are full on the far side. Why wouldn't they be? Spartans number 1 in the state against the number 2 ranked Trojans. On third down and 5. KD is outside. Instead, they throw inside, and the catch is made for a first down for the Trojans. Caleb Dillard.
Dillard does an incredible job right there. Looks like Kester is down there with maybe a cramp.
Gain of 12 on the last play. Let's hope. Yeah, I think it is. There's Mike Catterson, the trainer of the Trojans. We'll get a pick here of him in a bit. There's a look at Caleb Dillard and KD Jones, 2 All-State candidates right now, and Jalen Cato.
Well, what you had right there is you had KD go out, and they actually shifted 3 guys over on top of our 2 receivers, and so we're actually throwing 2 on 3 on their defensive backs. But Dillard does an excellent job of finding that soft spot in that zone, securing the catch, getting the first down.
Back in a moment.
Hey Trojans, get the only card that donates to Jenks Public Schools every time you use it. TTCU Federal Credit Union has donated more than $160,000 so far. Support the Trojans with your card today.
So Braxton is, Kester is up and okay. Stillwater leading at Lawton Eisenhower tonight in 6A Division II, 67-0. Sapulpa's having their way at Oklahoma City Capitol Hill. Boy, Muskogee has rebounded. Off to a tough start, but in their district opener, leading at Ponca City tonight, 35-7. Bobby Klink has the Sandites leading at Bartlesville at halftime, 37-0.
Don't know for sure that Riley Kester is 100% yet, Don. That was more than a cramp. They were working on that right leg and kind of looking at that right knee, so we'll try to get an update for you as soon as we can.
Thank you. First down at the Bixby 25-yard line. Critical offensive series. Kazar complete to Cato. Down to the 10-yard line. First and goal.
Cato, a guy that's been a little quiet so far in the season, had some big catches last year, but tonight he's doing an excellent job from that slot position, finding that open area as they focus their attention on KD and Dillard.
He was the leading receiver on the team last year in catches, third leading receiver coming into this game tonight. First and goal at the 10 after the 15-yard gain. KD looks for an opening, gets it, plows down to the 5-yard line. 30 seconds ticking here in the first half. $18 seconds. KD again. Oh, he's got an opening, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown Trojans, his second score of the night.
A lot of Trojan fans watching that clock tick down from 23 seconds to 20 seconds to 18 seconds. And KD said, don't worry, fam, I got you. We're going to just take it to the end zone right here.
Second TD tonight, already his 12th of the season in 4 games. Sam McEwen to snap it, Jake Flowers to hold, and Owen Mahan to attempt the extra point against the sharp center, and it is good. 14 seconds left in the half, and that was a big answer, wasn't it, Dr. Fox?
It was, and Kester went out there, but Kester's coming to the sidelines, and he is stumbling a little bit. But what I liked is not only that they finished the drive in the end zone, Barab, but they also got the ball in the end zone on the ground.
Well, you talked at the beginning of the drive not being able to run the ball with any kind of regularity, and they found a little something on that drive, and it wasn't necessarily big chunk plays, but as you said, just the importance of those 4 and 5 yard gains more consistently in the running game to get KD going again. And really, guys, the star of that drive was Jalen Cato, right? I think 4 catches on that drive alone. Landon Kazar put it on him every time. Good hands, good ball security, picking up some key first downs. Like you mentioned, Coach Fox, they found something on that inside slant route, taking what the defense gave them. And, man, just a huge drive for the Spartans, for the Trojans and their confidence as we head into the half.
So they pull within 3 at 38-35. What a first half.
55-45, most points scored here.
Yes, sir. Ace Hardware with the kickoff. This one will bounce through one Spartan, but not through Nathan Gonzalez, who's been quiet tonight until now. Trojans have had trouble on kickoffs this year, and Gonzalez gets them in the plus side across the 50 and down to the Trojan 44 with 3 seconds left. And if you think Bixby's taking a knee, I beg to differ.
Bixby doesn't even punt when it's 4th down and 25 yards.
Right.
They're not going to take a knee with 3 seconds. You got to keep an eye on number 7. You got to know where number 7 is. There's no way you can turn Presley loose, but you also got to watch for Maul. You would think that it's hard for somebody to score 44 yards out, but Maul has been more than just a little elusive for this defensive unit for the Trojans so far.
Union and Owasso, or Broken Arrow and Owasso, I should say, 7-7 in the second quarter. 3 seconds left. Trojans need to hold them here. This is Mole, and he's down to the 35-yard line, and that will do it after a gain of 9 and an interesting, eventful first half. What, 4 lead changes in the first half? At least 3, maybe 4. And Bixby leads at 38-35, down to Rob.
All right, thanks very much, DK. Down here on the field with head coach Adam Gaylor. Adam, tell me just the importance of that drive from your offense right before halftime and punching that one in.
Great answer, because I'm getting ready to go in and fire the defense coordinator. My goodness, poor tackling, missed alignments, explosives, all the things we talked about that we had to do to play great on defense, we have not done yet. Our offense is saving us. Tyler Chronister, what a job first half. So we got to come out and finish. They've saved us. To be the score should really be up. The one drive we don't score on, we kind of stub our own toe. But great job of the offense. Defense coordinator's got to step his game up.
Well, I was going to ask you what you wanted to see differently on that side of the ball in the second half, but I think you answered that for me. Just maybe one comment on how you can limit those explosive plays that Bixby's so capable of.
Tackle. That running back's really good. We played him last year. He's at Owasso. Get him on the ground. Just poor angles, not finishing the tackle, not wrapping and rolling, and good backs make you look bad when you don't do the right thing. So we got to go back in and regroup. I'm going to have a heart-to-heart with the defense coordinator.
Sounds good, Coach. Appreciate it. Thank you.
A heart
self-reflection from Adam Gaylor, as always, guys.
I need to fire the defensive coordinator. I like it. We'll stay on as head coach, please. At halftime, 38-35 Spartans. We'll take a break. Come back on Jenks Trojan TV.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you deserve. From diagnosis to recovery, our specialists offer advanced treatment and personalized care so you can heal and get back to what moves you. Because life keeps moving, and we'll keep you moving with it every step of the way. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Craving comfort? Waldo's Chicken and Beer has you covered. Sink your teeth into our crispy southern fried or juicy rotisserie chicken. And don't forget our scratch-made sides like mac and cheese plus our original sauces. So grab a beer and get clucking to Waldo's. 71st and Yale, Broken Arrow, and in Owasso. Waldo'sChicken.com.
It's more than just a rivalry. It's tradition. It's pride. It's Jenks versus Bixby. Win or lose, we know this game just means more. At Mabry Bank, we stand behind both Trojans and Spartans and the families and businesses that make each of these communities great. No matter what colors you wear tonight, we are proud to be your hometown bank. Mabry Bank. You matter at Mabry.
Our pets are more than just pets. They're our people, our family. And when they get sick, we want them to be cared for like family. At Woodland West, pet care is personal. We care for your animals the same way we care for our own. As the most comprehensive facility in the Tulsa area for everything from diagnostics to treatment, you can trust that our team of compassionate veterinary experts are delivering the care your animal deserves. Your pet is always there for you. Let us be there to keep them in good health. Woodland West Animal Hospital.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you deserve. From diagnosis to recovery, our specialists offer advanced treatment and personalized care so you can heal and get back to what moves you. Because life keeps moving, and we'll keep you moving with it every step of the way. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Come with us to the new Meteora location on 61st and Yale. If you haven't been to Meteora before, you are missing out. From the large portions to the great prices, this is really one of the best places to eat in Tulsa. Not to mention the incredible service you receive from each team member. So get to Meteora on 61st and Yale as soon as you can, and don't forget to try the churros.
Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. When I add the Dijon mustard to this pretzel bun, it takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Additional production staff includes Robert Saladen, Carol Jr., Brett Coon, Peter Beckhart, and Justin Shelton. This weekend, the Jenks Trojan Pride will compete at the Owasso Invitational Marching Contest. Marching band fans, please join us for our preliminary performance on Saturday at 3 p.m. in Owasso to cheer on the band. Our friends in the Bixby Band will also perform in Owasso at 3:30 p.m. This year's show is entitled All Boundaries Are Conventions and includes the following musical selections: Singularity by Black Math, The Children's Hour of Dreams by the Mingus Big Band, I Can't Make You Love Me by Bonnie Raitt, and Night Scene from the Metropolis Symphony by Michael Dougherty. The premise behind the program is that all boundaries are just illusions we create in our mind. Whether it's a literal barrier, an emotional barrier in our head, or a musical barrier that exists. Throughout the show, we will find ways to manipulate the space visually and make musical choices that are unexpected or evolve with the original material. And now, for your halftime entertainment, drum majors Diana Arguello, Cooper Knox, Emily Taylor, and Molly Trout, and the Jenks Trojan Pride.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you deserve. From diagnosis to recovery, our specialists offer advanced treatment and personalized care so you can heal and get back to what moves you. Because life keeps moving, and we'll keep you moving with it every step of the way. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
At Arvest Bank, we believe financial confidence should be within reach for everyone. That's why we're here to help you plan and achieve your goals at every step. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Arvest Bank, we believe.
Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. When I add the Dijon mustard to this pretzel bun, it takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
It's more than just a rivalry. It's tradition. It's pride. It's Jenks versus Bixby. Win or lose, we know this game just means more. At Mabry Bank, we stand behind both Trojans and Spartans and the families and businesses that make each of these communities great. No matter what colors you wear tonight, we are proud to be your hometown bank. Mabry Bank. You matter at Mabry.
Hi, this is Matt McCoy, former Jenks Trojan. I'm a proud Trojan sponsor this fall. I'm excited for Coach Gaylor and the team. I'd love to help you with your insurance. Please give me a call for a free quote or come by my office at 81st and 129th.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you deserve. From diagnosis to recovery, our specialists offer advanced treatment and personalized care so you can heal and get back to what moves you. Because life keeps moving, and we'll keep you moving with it every step of the way. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
Tonight on Bark Island, it's the ultimate adventure at the Woodland West Pet Resort. Newcomers enter the villa. Will they become best buds or playful rivals in doggy daycare? It's glam time. Pups dressed to impress with top-notch grooming. Who rocks the best makeover? Sweet dreams are made in our luxury suites. Owners can peek in live. It's party time. Our pups strut their stuff with fresh tricks to wow the crowd. Trusted, professional, and oh so fun. Join the pack. Woodland West Pet Resort.
And welcome back to Allen Trimble Stadium. What a game. 4 lead changes here in the first half. A lot of offense. Kind of reminds you of the old Jenks Union days, doesn't it, Coach Fox?
Well, if you're not entertained, I don't know what we can do for you. I mean, again, great atmosphere, great crowd, and a lot of offensive production. Talked about pregame how Adam Gaylor has been the defense coordinator, has been able to kind of hold Bixby on under control, and obviously, as not surprisingly, I'm wrong again. But very great game by these offense coordinators so far.
And as we said earlier, the Tulsa World ranks the top 10 players as top players in the metro area as candidates for Player of the Year. 6 of the 9 are in this game. You can see why tonight.
Oh, most definitely. And we still have another half to play, right?
Right. So what do the Trojans need to do before we take a break here in the second half, trailing 38-35?
Well, I'll say this. We're trailing by 3 points against definitely one of the top football teams in the state. And we have not played well defensively at all. So we got to just clean that stuff up.
All right. So we have a special announcement ahead here at Allen Trimble Stadium, something that a lot of people have been yearning for. And let's go to the video board and Mason Prince and his Trojan TV crew. Oh, it's on here, but not on the video.
The first time ever football team has won 5 consecutive state championships, all under Allen Trimble.
And they're now showing that on the video board. So the Jenks Athletic Department announces tonight officially that a Jenks Hall of Fame for athletics will be formed, and the first class will go in next fall. That's very exciting a year from now.
Very exciting. A lot of people have been working towards that and talking about that for a long time. So appreciate all the people who've just kind of spoken that into existence and worked hard, and it's going to be exciting to see how that unfolds.
Sure is, and anxious to have you involved. You, the Jenks fans, can go online, and I'm sure social media had it listed today, and you can go online and nominate athletes that you think belong in the Jenks Athletics Hall of Fame. That's going to be very cool. Something we've been working at for a long time, and glad it is here, and thanks to Clay Martin and his outstanding leadership to get that rolling. Let's take a look at the first half stats, shall we? Brought to you by Me Tierra, and also by Good Sense, Subs and Delis, and of course, got to have some good sense to put up with these kind of numbers in the first half. Look at that.
Well, Trojans winning the turnover battle just by a little bit, but what's misleading about this is the impact of special teams, right? Because there's been some big special teams plays by the Spartans, and that's probably what you might consider to be the difference in this game. So again, some costly penalties by the Trojans, 46 yards. One of them on that drive when we seem to have them kind of pinned back a little bit, and so got to clean those mistakes up. But you could say you're losing the special teams battle. You're not playing your best defensive game. You're down to one of the best teams in the state by 3 points.
Yeah, no question. The Trojans, but you have to give them the ball to start the third quarter. So this possession to start the second half, to me, is really a key.
Yeah, we've been fortunate enough to get an onside kick this year, so let's see if we dial something up special there.
Yeah, good point. Jenks Band was great at halftime. Hope you enjoyed them as much as we enjoyed bringing them to you. Some of the individual stats. Landon Gazar, 12 of 17, career high 289 yards, matching a career high 4 touchdown passes that he had 2 weeks ago against Union in the last game. KD's been held in check, 15 carries, 36 yards, and a touchdown that was late by the Trojans with just seconds left in the half. He has 2 catches. Jalen Cato, 5 catches, 66 yards. Caleb Dillard, 6 catches, 117 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And as Coach Fox mentioned, the defense has a fumble recovery. Is the only turnover in the game. Pierce Brand, according to Craig Bowman's stats, unofficially has been involved in 11 tackles. For Bixby, well, you heard Kazar's numbers. Carson Kirby isn't bad. 9 of 11 in the first half, 142 yards and 3 touchdowns. And Jason Mole, probably the key here to me, Coach. They've got to keep him hemmed in. 10 carries, 163 yards, 2 touchdowns, including a 70-yard run. Presley, 2 catches for 105 yards and a touchdown. And we saw the replay during halftime where on that kickoff return, he had a head-to-head hit by Riley Kester and looked like it might have knocked him out for a second, but he was able to get up and come back in.
Yeah, the guys that you have to be aware of defensively at all times, Jason Ball and Braden Presley, you got to be aware of them. They've got other offensive weapons as well, but you can't let them hurt you deep. And like Coach said, if you just tackle them around the line of scrimmage or wrap up and let your comrades in arms get there to help you out, then this is a different ball game, because that last one that Maul scored on, he ran through 3 or 4 guys before he got to the end zone.
Yeah, good point. So we start the third quarter, 73 points already on the board, 38-35 Spartans. We had 4 lead changes in the first half. The Trojans scored first. In fact, they scored on the 6th play of the game, a pass to KD for 41 yards to lead 7-0, but Bixby scored the next play from 44 yards out by a Jason Mole touchdown run, and went for 2 and got it and led 8-7. 3 plays later, Caleb Dillard hauls in an 82-yard pass from Landon Kazar. So in 3 minutes and 12 seconds, we had 3 touchdowns, and Jenks led 14-8. Bixby drove to the Jenks 34-yard line where they went for it on 4th down and threw incomplete. Jenks got the ball right back, hit Braxton Daniel for 47 yards and a score, and went up 21-8. Next play, 80-yard touchdown pass from Kirby to Presley, and that made it 21-15. Then the Trojans gave him a safety, and Kazar was tackled at the goal line to make it 21-17 going into the second quarter. The Trojans scored to start the second quarter and had a nice lead until Bixby scored 3 straight touchdowns in the third quarter to lead 38-28 before the Trojans scored at the end of the half. So that's a recap brought to you by TTCU, presents the Jenks Trojan Visa card, and here we go. Good field position for Bixby. Up to the about the 45-yard line.
Rob, I didn't see why they made us re-kick that. What did they call there?
They weren't ready to go. They were waiting for some folks to clear the field down in one of the corners, I think. I think there maybe were still a few stragglers trying to get off, and so they didn't like the amount of traffic on the sidelines and said that they weren't ready yet, so just had to make them reboot it.
Well, unfortunate because, we had a fair catch there the first time, and the second time Presley was able to catch that ball at high pooch there and then take it up the sidelines for a little bit of a gain, so unfortunate break there. One
of the trends that helps the Trojans in this game, maybe last 37 years, the Trojans when leading at halftime 344-11. First down from the 43-yard line. Field position for the Spartans with 3 in motion. And they'll throw out to number 3, Nathan Gonzalez, who had 3 touchdowns last week.
Gonzalez very speedy. Getting up a little bit slow, might have gotten his ankle wrapped up there on the tackle. He's going to hobble off to the sidelines and immediately go down, but they're going to get the next guy out there and snap the ball in a hurry.
Gain of 3, Carricker on the tackle, your player to bank on to start tonight. Before the kickoff, here's another throw. This is out to DeHart, who has a touchdown catch. And shoulder-to-shoulder hit and out of bounds by Caleb Dillard, going both ways. Cade Klein there as well.
Well, guys, if that halftime interview with Adam Gaylor was any indication, I think there may have been a little bit of discussion about tackling in the locker room at halftime and maybe some intense conversation about how we wrap guys up and the angles that we take.
First down on the last play, a gain of 7. Here's a sweep to Tyler Wright. Nowhere to go. Great open field tackle by the Trojans.
Outstanding job you're going to see on the replay. This jet sweep, pop pass to number 14 as he tries to get to the edge. We've got guys that are using their leverage, and then I can't tell.
I think it's
Is that Cade Klein again?
I think it's Cade, yeah.
Cade Klein makes a tremendous hit out there on the edge.
Loss of 2. Here's the quarterback Kirby running, and he's cut down after he gets that 2 back and a couple of more.
Like you said, Pierce Brand doing a lot of work in that first half, keeping his eyes at home and making sure he accounts for the quarterback when he pulls the ball down. That was not a scramble. That was a called quarterback play all the way.
3rd down and 8 at the Jenks 44. Running play, Mole, open, first down. Boy, he gets a lane and he takes off, and then he's so hard to hit or bring down.
Had a good crease, but then, like Rob said, the problem with angles, you've been practicing against your scout team all week, but you don't have a scout team back that runs like Jason Mall for sure.
So physical. 1st and 10 at the Jenks 35-yard line. DeHart in motion. They'll throw it out to him, and another big open field play. This time it's Zion Castleberry with the stuff.
Castleberry coming up hard right there, going through Snyder to make the big hit out on the edge. Kind of think they're giving him some benefit of the doubt there on that spot, but the other thing you're going to watch for that same kind of look with Snyder going down the boundary there.
Bryson Collier in at linebacker. Riley Kester in on the defensive line. This is a running play for Gill. He gets by one guy, and Dillard brings him down, not before he gets down to the 27. So physical is this Bixby Spartan team, and that's one of the big reasons why they have won 10 of the last 11 state championship games they've been in.
And it's 3rd and 1, but it might as well. I mean, it's not going to matter. They're going to go for it no matter what down here. We said the team that has the best third down yardage, short yardage, is going to win this game probably.
Kirby winds and fires over the middle, incomplete. Nice coverage by the Trojans.
I think we might have gotten away with a little pull there.
Is that Gillum?
But
4th and 1.
What Kirby missed was the running back running right down the boundary on our sidelines, wide open. So he went for the post on the backside. And
Trojans, could they use a stop on 4th and 1? Didn't get it. Gill inside the 25.
The talking point all week. Go ahead, Rob.
I was just going to say, good patient run there by Gill. Kind of really waited for those blocks to develop and looked like it might have given the Trojans time, but just patient running there, kind of picking his spots, and nice job of executing that short yardage play.
Jason Mole busts down the middle inside the 20. They're trying to punch the ball out, and Mole is down at the 18, a gain of 5.
One of the things his coaching staff talked about all week long is, and we're going to have Pierce Brand come off. He lost his helmet there. But all week long they were talking about the difference last year is that both Owasso and Bixby just grounded out the whole game and just beat him at the line of scrimmage, and trying to overcome that tonight.
11th play of the drive. Mole looking for blocking ahead. Dives down to the 10-yard line and move the sticks again.
Just no negative plays right now for this Bixby Spartan group. And we've got another Trojan down.
Yeah, it's Riley Kester again, guys.
St. Francis Health System, a sponsor of Trojan football.
Craving comfort? Waldo's Chicken and Beer has you covered. Sink your teeth into our crispy southern fried or juicy rotisserie chicken. And don't forget our scratch-made sides like mac and cheese plus our original sauces. So grab a beer and get clucking to Waldo's. 71st and Yale, Broken Arrow, and in Owasso. Waldo'sChicken.com.
Of course, the 10 district, downtown Jenks, is the heartbeat of Jenks and expands exactly 10 blocks west of the Arkansas River, covering great shopping, entertainment, dining. You won't forget, not only was Hometown Huddle buzzing today, so was the 10 district. Man, the traffic with the bridge the way it is a challenge right now through Jenks America.
So these Trojan fans have demonstrated a lot of resilience to even get here into the stadium tonight. But they're being treated to quite a game.
Yes, they are.
Be a good time for this defensive unit to bow up and get a takeaway.
Have one tonight and are plus 3 and turnover margin this year. Chase Kirby, the quarterback, or Connor Kirby. And he gets hit and dropped. So no gain. Carson Kirby, 2-year starter. He had the game-winning touchdown in overtime in the state championship last year against Owasso, or the game-winning 2-point conversion, I should say, in overtime. Mole trying to go to the other way. And that time an open field tackle is made by Gillum, and down goes Mole at the line of scrimmage.
See here, they got the motion coming to the wide side of the field. They show Mole going that way. We actually step down inside. Pierce gets sealed off a little bit right there. Ace does a spectacular job of coming up from his quarterback position.
Looking in the end zone. Kirby. Flags down. Caught. I think that's 6 points. What a catch by DeHart on the sideline. Flags are down, though. We'll see what the call is. Usually it's defensive holding or in the end zone, but we'll see.
I know there's footballs and other items being tossed down there in the corner on the sidelines, and so it's hard to keep track. I don't see a flag.
Okay.
Is there one? I think we see those guys
playing a little football in the.
We got a little sand lot in the parking lot over there.
So 44-35. Tao will try the extra point. Bradley Tao on its way, and good. 7:10 to go. Man, they took 4 minutes 50 seconds off the clock. Drove 57 yards and did it in 14 plays. And DeHart's second TD of the night.
Yeah, incredible patience by Kirby there as he ran toward the boundary. It looked like he was going to run out of room and have no place to go with the football and get swallowed up there by the defense or just have to throw that one away. So just a great delivery from the Bixby quarterback to put that ball in a place where probably only his receiver could get it. And then the toe tap by DeHart, just a thing of beauty there along the sidelines. You talk a lot about Kirby and a lot about Mull and a lot about Presley. So many other weapons that this Bixby offense has, and DeHart and Gonzalez and Cord Nolan, they can just hurt you in so many ways. And I don't know about you, Coach, but I thought the tackling was much better on that drive by the Jenks defense, and the result was the same.
Well, the tackle was better. I mean, I guess you could look at it this way. It took them a lot longer to get in the end zone, But I'll tell you another thing that was interesting on that play. Kirby looked very, very close to going out of bounds himself. On the replay, it almost looked like, of course, it's coming from a different angle, but it looks like he's really close to the boundary when he delivers that ball and then puts the ball on a rope to DeHart right there as he keeps his feet in bounds. So got to have an answer right here. Don't have to get it all back at once. It'd be nice for us to put together a drive and get KD moving the ball 4 or 5 yards of a chunk like they grounded out there for the Spartans that last drive.
KD and Klein await the kick. This will go into the end zone, so the Trojans will start 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. 7:10 to go, third quarter, down by 10 again, 45-35. They had a 13-point lead, Jenks did. Bixby's second 10-point lead in this game. And both quarterbacks have thrown 4 touchdown passes in this game. Jamison Mobley, the freshman right tackle, leads the offensive line. Centers Landon Webb. He snaps it back to Kazar. Here's a sweep to Dillard, and he gets punished. Presley made sure he paid the price for that 3-yard gain.
And Bixby's got a player that's going to be down. Can't tell if it's a cramp or something different. I don't know if that's Cord Nolan in there. It is. And we've got somebody at the top. I don't know if that's Dillard that's down for us as well.
It is. So we'll take a break and come back in a moment.
At Our Best Bank, we believe financial confidence should be within reach for everyone. That's why we're here to help you plan and achieve your goals at every step. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Our Best Bank, we believe.
Craving comfort? Waldo's Chicken and Beer has you covered. Sink your teeth into our crispy southern fried or juicy rotisserie chicken. And don't forget our scratch-made sides like mac and cheese plus our original sauces. So grab a beer and get clucking to Waldo's. 71st and Yale, Broken Arrow, and in Owasso. Waldo'sChicken.com.
So the Trojans will have 2nd and 7 at their 23-yard line. Here in a moment, we'll do this day in Trojan history. By the way, the Trimble Strong Foundation has a big event next Saturday, October 4th. The Extra Mile is what they call it for special needs kids with disabilities, and have a big party for them. Let the parents go out and have a big night. 40 families have signed up and 60 volunteers. So that's neat. Next Saturday, you can go to Trimble Strong Foundation to find out more as number 4 comes up with a big play. Nashua Charleston, his first catch of the year.
Makes a catch, makes that first guy miss. Able to get some yards after the catch, enough to get the line to gain. Nice play right there.
Needed 7, got 8. Up to the 31-yard line. Kazar dives forward for about 3. Well, maybe 2.
Caden Penny, the very active defensive lineman on there, just gets enough of Landon to make it hard for him to get his momentum. But, again, I really felt like this was going to come into, who has 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, and who has 2nd and 9 and 3rd and 7. And right now, it's been the Spartans' way.
Sure has. That's why they lead by 10. KD trying to find something on 2nd and 8 and maybe a yard. He has been held in check tonight running the football. 16 carries for 38 yards.
You're thinking the way that Cato has caught the ball out of the slot that would start to loosen some of this,
right,
at least defensive second level up a little bit. But even the corner still playing up, very aggressive. A lot of speed to the ball. Really keying on KD right now.
3 receivers left, 2 right. KD for the check down, gets it. Can't get past the defender. And is lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. 4th down.
Very frustrated. I know he's had some good looks off of that set the first couple of series. And since then, right there, the defender from Bixby is able to make the one-on-one tackle in space. Bring up the 4th down.
Braden Presley will drop back to return the punt. He has had a big night. Flag goes down. Presley doesn't want any part of it. It's down at the 35-yard line.
It's going to be on the Trojans. We'll see if they decline this. We didn't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage. Trying to motion to the outside man on the Spartan sidelines to move up on the ball. Dillard kind of cramping up again. So we'll see if Coach Montgomery wants to re-kick this or go ahead and take it where it's at. Looks like he'll take it.
Ethan Rowland is our official tonight. He's in charge of the Greater Tulsa officials. So they're going to tack the 5 yards on after the dead ball, which was at the 35. They'll move it to the 40. And we'll take a break and come right back.
When pain slows you down, even the simplest movements can feel out of reach. But you don't have to go through it alone. At Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma, we provide the results you want and the care you deserve. From diagnosis to recovery, our specialists offer advanced treatment and personalized care so you can heal and get back to what moves you. Because life keeps moving, and we'll keep you moving with it every step of the way. Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma. Heal, recover, advance.
At Our Best Bank, we believe financial confidence should be within reach for everyone. That's why we're here to help you plan and achieve your goals at every step. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Our Best Bank, we believe.
Make every occasion unforgettable with Waldo's Chicken and Beer. From corporate lunches to special events, enjoy our irresistible dishes, including breakfast. Waldo's full-service catering has you covered. We'll handle the food so you can focus on what matters. Waldo's Chicken and Beer, catering made easy.
It's more than just a rivalry. It's tradition. It's pride. It's Jenks versus Bixby. Win or lose, we know this game just means more. At Mabry Bank, we stand behind both Trojans and Spartans and the families and businesses that make each of these communities great. No matter what colors you wear tonight, we are proud to be your home.
First down at the 40-yard line for Bixby. They already lead by 10. Trojans need to make a defensive stop here, or they're in a serious hole here at Allen Trimble Stadium. Mole trying to get to the outside. Can't do it. He'll be cut down in the backfield. Nice pursuit by the Maroon Maulers. There's a look at Brent Venables in the pink shirt, golf shirt. Nice to see him here tonight. Loss of 2, 2nd down and 12 at the 38-yard line. Of course, OU is off this weekend, and Mole gets the 2 back and then some. And he's cramping up now. Gain of 5, make it 3rd down, 7. Up at the 43-yard line.
Bringing in Gabe Blankenship. It's kind of that backup. B.J. Jones was the backup. Evidently got injured last week, so Blankenship now is coming in, and now he's going right back off. Put in an extra receiver and going no back.
Empty backfield at 3rd and 7. 3:20 to go, 3rd quarter. Kirby running play. Now throw. Look at that. That's impressive. Flag is going to go down on the other side on this side of the field. We'll see what that's all about as Bixby drives down to the Jenks 31.
Got flags down on both sides of the field here, guys. One came from the Bixby sideline, one way up in the air on the Jenks sideline.
Which could mean sideline interference, maybe. We're walking backwards, though. So that'll wipe out a 26-yard pass play. But look at Kirby. Look how poised he is. I mean, it's just nothing. He's never in a hurry.
Well, I think he has that option there. I think that's a design look for him to either go run it, so he has a run-pass option there, and so the defender comes up to take him, and that leaves his receiver running free.
So it's 3rd and long, and Kirby gets the first down to Presley. Oh, my, that hurts. They actually had put some pressure on him, but he hung in the pocket, and Presley was there for the first down.
Yeah, great timing route right there. He's got the ball in the air for the minute that Presley turns on his cut.
Almost broke it.
I think that's Devin Whalen maybe that kept him from gets enough of a hand on it to keep him from taking that to the distance as well.
Gain of 4 on the play. From the Jenks 44. Here's DeHart, who has 2 scores tonight. Oh, he stepped out back before the marker, didn't he? Oh, he stepped out at the marker. Good spot.
Well, and the Trojans they were still looking at the sidelines to get the call. And Bixby snapped the ball.
Riley Kester checks in, along with Bryson Collier, a linebacker. Here's 1st and 10 at the Jenks 38-yard line. They show jumbo package to the left. And this is Gill out of the Wildcat. Boy, this offensive line has just opened up some holes. The running backs are breaking tackles, and Gill's down inside the 10.
Talked about the physical nature of this game, and right now, Bixby Spartans are just winning that matchup all across the line of scrimmage, which means you've got running backs that are running free, tacklers bouncing off.
Kirby looking for the tight end. Got him. Touchdown. That's pretty. Dillard on the coverage, but that was well designed and well executed.
Yeah, he's running to the flag right after the play action when he's quarterback's going to reverse out here. It's going to show the fake pitch sweep, and he just takes off to the flag and outruns Dillard to the corner and finishes the catch, make sure he has his hands in bounds, and Bixby got another guy down.
Yeah, a few more cramps going on down here on the field. That was Connor Arendt, guys, the tight end, 6'3", 225, and, not bad coverage, but all he needed was a step. That's what he has, and Kirby dropped in another accurate ball. And right now, this Jenks defense is just on its heels, guys. They just don't have any answers at the moment, and looking a little bit tired as well.
After Jenks had a 21-13 lead, the Spartans have answered back. But 38 points.
That one's actually Kirby that's the one that's cramping up.
Outscored the Trojans since that point 38-14 in this game, leads 51-35. On this date in history, September 26, 1997, one of the most dominant games in Trojan history occurred on this date as the defending state champs welcomed the Owasso Rams in their Hunter Dwelly before a packed house. Trojans were rude hosts, though. Ben Bowling led the Trojans to 4 first-quarter touchdowns in 4 possessions, kind of like what we saw tonight. Trojans had 4 touchdowns and 6 offensive plays in the opening quarter, led 28-0, 48-9 at 49-0 rather at halftime, and won it 70-11, establishing the points for Jenks in the modern era, and also set a school record for having 8 different players score a touchdown in that game. The 97 team, they certainly are qualified for the new Jenks Athletics Hall of Fame. We'll take a break and come right back.
At Our Best Bank, we believe financial confidence should be within reach for everyone. That's why we're here to help you plan and achieve your goals at every step. Because everyone deserves a financial partner who cares. Our Best Bank, we believe.
52-28 our score. Nothing new to see the Spartans put 52 on the board. Didn't think they'd do it tonight, but here they are, up 52-28 with 2:18 to go here in the third quarter. By the way, other scores, Owasso's leading at Broken Arrow in the fourth quarter, 28-14. Union at home leading Edmond Santa Fe 16-6. Mustang, coach, has come from behind in the fourth quarter and lead it more, 22-21. That's a district game we're keeping an eye on. As well as the Norman-Edmond North game. That's tough. Third quarter, Norman leading at Edmond North 21-6. And the other district game has Deer Creek in the third quarter romping over at Enid 65-0.
Had a nice shot there just a second ago. Brett Venables talking to a Calmus, not a OU Rocky Calmus, but Jet Calmus here for senior night for his sister Breck, senior night of Palm. So Jet's was here supporting his sister, and now talking to Coach Venables. I think we saw Cass Jacobson. He's home for the weekend. USC is off, so good to see him here on the sidelines as well.
Trojans will start at the 20-yard line. Can they get something going? They had to punt their last time, the only possession of this half, and 3 of the last 4 possessions, and they're dialing long distance. Incomplete, knocked down. Played well by the defensive back, Dylan Jones, senior.
So you had Braxton out on the wheel, and you had Dillard on the post, and so quarterbacks looking there, and actually had the defender on the inside of Dillard on that post. Makes it hard to actually, I'm sorry, that wasn't Dillard. That was Nas, wasn't it? Nas
Could
Charleston, maybe?
Could have been.
Nas Charleston on the post there, and just didn't have inside position on the defender, so hard to get fit that ball in there on the post.
5 wide receivers for Kazar. He'll throw it down and out for Caleb Dillard and has the first down. Dillard's third catch, I believe, of the night.
No need to panic here, but we do need to make this drive a productive one.
Right, up to the 32-yard line. KD finally gets an opening and gets 4 yards.
And again, not a bad way to get a first down play with some positive yardage.
This is up to the 40-yard line. So it'll bring up a 3rd and 2.
Haven't had very many 3rd and 2 nights.
No.
So bringing Odom in, bringing McAnally in, taking Cato off. So a little bit more of a heavy run package.
Katie in the slot at the bottom, and Caleb Dillard also at the bottom, and a flag down. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, quarterback Landon just anticipated the snap a little bit, so Landon is actually going forward at the time of the snap.
No gain on the play.
Actually, maybe calling this illegal shift. I don't know if they called it illegal procedure or illegal shift.
Look at Lauren Montgomery. Let's talk about him a little bit. I think a thing that goes unnoticed, back in 2009 when Coach Trimble had this self-suspension, embroiled with the controversy over the OSSAA, Lauren Montgomery, who's the offensive coordinator, stepped in as interim coach. All he did was go, 9-0 as the interim head coach, take the Trojans to the state championship. Lost to Union, however, at TU in 2009. But that really set the stage. People took notice of what Lauren Montgomery did in such a tough time in 2009 in his Trojan program, and Bixby was the first to jump on him and hire him, and look where they are now.
Yeah, and again, he attributes a lot of what he learned to be a future head coach from Coach Trimble and the system he had put together here.
Ooh, tough hit Caleb Dillard took. He couldn't hang on to it, and it'll bring up a 4th down. Do we have a penalty?
No flags.
No.
I think that ball unfortunately fluttered on Landon just a little bit and just maybe didn't come out of his hand as tight as he wanted it to. Made that catch a little bit more difficult for Dillard. Still an accurate throw, but just not the kind of spiral that Landon probably would have wanted.
Well, the offensive right tackle for the Trojans, Mobley, got pushed back into Kazar. And I thought maybe they might get the defender for the face mask, but they didn't. He was just such a tough defender. Mobley was motoring backwards. So the punt starts Bixby at their own 27-yard line. 51 seconds in the third.
Field position really hasn't been an issue for the Spartans. They've really been able to score at will from whatever position on the field they've been on. So again, like Rob had mentioned, the air is kind of out of the stadium here, but the game is certainly not out of reach, especially with the number of points that we scored early in the first quarter. But we got to get a defensive stop on the board.
Yeah, and I mean, everybody remembers when the score read 21-8 Jenks. Since that time, they've been outscored 44-14, which kind of puts things in perspective, just how good and how unstoppable Bixby has been over the last 2+ quarters.
Over the past 11 years. 88-4 since 2018. 2 of those losses to Jenks. And again, of those 88 wins, only 7 times have teams been able to stay within 14 points of them, and Jenks did it 3 of those 7 times. Choctaw did it twice, Stillwater twice. A couple of those were state championship games. Mo scrapes off the right tackle and comes up to the 30-yard line, a gain of 3.
Defended pretty well right there, but again, what Maul has been able to do is he's always falling forward. He's always picking up yards after contact.
Good night for him. 16 carries, 188 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Gain of 3 on the last play. 3rd and 4 coming up.
On that play, he's able to kind of hide behind that big lineman who's pulling around and leading the way, and makes it really difficult for linebackers to not only get past the pulling lineman, but also to find where Mole actually is.
Last play of the quarter. That's a backward pass. Look out. Here they go. Down the sideline. Gillum defending. And Presley somehow hangs on to it.
Yeah,
I never thought I'd see a Presley that was more impressive than Brennan and Braylon, but this guy might be it as he cramps up.
I don't know. We look at this. I mean, they called a reception for him, and he's down with the cramp, but Dillard is the one that looked at had the ball.
Yeah, but before that they threw a flag, and it looked like they threw the flag on Gillum.
Yeah, Gillum.
That ball came down into the hands of both of them.
They did, but what I'm saying is, if Gillum comes down with the catch, they have to take the penalty. They can't decline the penalty. So the official, even though Gillum had the ball there, or was that Dillard? I'm not sure. Anyway,
Gillum.
Yeah, even though Gillum had the ball, they're saying that Bixby had the catch, so they declined the penalty.
All right, so we head to the 4th quarter. 52-35 Bixby. Brought to you by Advanced Orthopedics of Oklahoma.
Our pets
Pets are more than just pets. They're our people, our family. And when they get sick, we want them to be cared for like family. At Woodland West, pet care is personal. We care for your animals the same way we care for our own. As the most comprehensive facility in the Tulsa area for everything from diagnostics to treatment, you can trust that our team of compassionate veterinary experts are delivering the care your animal deserves. Your pet is always there for you. Let us be there to keep them in good health. Woodland West Animal Hospital.
Let me tell you about this new pretzel cheddar club. Hey, I'm Carlos.
And I'm Ebony. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Pretzel Cheddar Club
is the tangy Dijon with the pretzel bun. When I add the Dijon mustard to this pretzel bun, it takes it to a whole nother level.
It goes perfectly with the chicken and the cheddar cheese and the bacon.
Man, you know how much you love bacon. And I love the different varieties. Grilled, spicy, original. It gets you nice and excited for fall.
Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Hi, this is Matt McCoy, former Jenks Trojan. I'm a proud Trojan sponsor this fall. I'm excited for Coach Gaylor and the team. I'd love to help you with your insurance. Please give me a call for a free...
Matt McCoy Insurance bringing you the fourth quarter. Of course, Matt McCoy played on that 2000 national championship team after playing on 3 state championship teams here at Jenks. And, of course, his defensive coordinator was Brent Venables. 1st and 10 at the Jenks 26-yard line. Coach Venables is here tonight. So the pass play goes for Braden Presley Bixby with 537 total yards tonight, 10 yards per play. The Trojans with 374 yards. And look at this. Nolan should have caught it and dropped it. And then I thought the Trojans might have picked it off, but it hit the ground first. Carricker came up with it. That's the only mistake really they've made tonight offensively.
Ask one Nolan wishes he had back. Obviously, because it's a little bit behind him, but he just ran past our defender and was wide open there.
Well, this is Gill again. That Wildcat has been very effective. A gain of 6. 3rd and 4 coming up.
Well, they put a lot of pressure on you because of their alignment, their shifts. I think one thing that you got to keep an eye on is, are they actually set before that next guy goes in motion?
Mm-hmm. Kirby throwing in the corner. Caught. Touchdown. This one belongs to Emery Snyder, his 2nd touchdown of the night. 5 touchdown passes for Carson Kirby tonight.
For a quarterback that wasn't known for his passing prowess, he has definitely delivered, as Rob said, put the ball on the money tonight. Just drops it in there as, again, running another bench route away from safety coverage. Big target, secures the catch, comes up with the touchdown for the Spartans.
On the way, a flag down after the kick. So it's 58-35 now, early in the fourth quarter. Of the 9 worst losses in Trojan history, 3 have been administered by Bixby.
So face mask, personal foul on the Trojans, which will be administered on the kickoff.
Mm-hmm. That happened down around the center snap. Worst loss at home, 1958. Bixby beat Jenks 68-6. 2019, we were here for I believe that was the season opener in 2019. We lost here 57-7. That was the Braylon Presley show. And then back in 1968, the Spartans won here 40-6.
Well, what you didn't anticipate tonight, what you hoped for was that the offense was going to be able to put some points on the board, right?
Right.
And they did that effectively, definitely for the first quarter. And then what you didn't anticipate was the defense giving up big points.
38 points in the first half. And then the second half, different story. 21 points here in the second half.
Unanswered.
Yes. And a lot of district games left. Remember, they ended up in a 3-way tie last year, and that's covered 33-yard line by the Trojans. Good job. I believe that's Grady Harrigal, a sophomore who plays on the special teams.
Yeah, not an easy job to bring that down. Does a nice job of securing it, getting down on the ground.
He's also on the track team. But last year, Spartans lost the regular season finale to Norman. We beat Norman. And then Bixby beat Jenks last year 21-7. So it was a 3-way tie, but due to marginal points, tiebreakers, Bixby was awarded the district championship, Jenks second, Norman third. And so both Jenks and Bixby had first-round byes last year. And then in the second round, Union had to come to Jenks and got obliterated, 42-7. The end of the Kirk Frederick era as head coach at Union. The Trojans have 1st and 10 at the 32. Landon Kazar's had a nice night. 309 passing, a career high, 4 touchdowns. He's back again. This one's tipped and incomplete. I am of the impression, Coach, you win the district or you finish second, it doesn't matter. There's no advantage to winning the district anymore because both teams get a bye. Quarterfinals come up, you host a game, and if you win that quarterfinal game, then the semifinals are neutral sites. I think a district champion should get to host a semifinal game because the OSSAA now is having so much trouble trying to find semifinal sites in 6A Division I, 6A Division II.
Yeah, the difference is in who your matchup is going to be, because if you're the second place team in your district, chances are good chance you're going to play the district champion from the other side.
Right.
Man.
Somebody got messed up there. They were looking for Charleston, I think, to cut outside, and he cut inside.
Miscues right now, and again, it was, this 3rd and 15 kind of look, 3rd and 14 kind of look, just the very first play, first down, KD's getting hit in the backfield about the time that he's handing off the balls. So you're automatically behind the chains on first down and just not getting any better from there.
Well, the Bixby defense has stiffened here in this second half and shown you why they are the defending state champs as Presley lets it roll out of bounds at the 29-yard line with 10:29 remaining here in the fourth quarter. So we will plow ahead for more district games, and next week we go to Norman and face the state-ranked Norman Tigers. They're no easy task.
No, I don't know if we have a score on how things are going with the Owasso and Broken Arrow. I know there's a lot of people that are interested in that game. While you're doing that, talking about 1 versus 2 matchups, there's another 1 versus 2 matchup tomorrow, Rob. Jenks Cheers headed to state to compete. Last week they were finished number 2 behind Deer Creek. They're coming into the state competition at 1 and 2, so we're hoping number 2 Jenks does pretty well against number 1 Deer Creek tomorrow, don't you think, Rob?
Kind of a big day in our household. It's a big one every year, so my wife and those coaches and those girls put in so much work and so much time, and I think there's so much more that goes into cheerleading that people don't realize, and so we wish them all the best. It is a really, really difficult competition because it is really a moment in time, a moment on the mat. They get one shot at it, and you either execute or you don't, and the level of difficulty also matters after that. So a lot of moving parts, a lot in play, and the Trojans are as prepared as they possibly could be, and we'll see what happens tomorrow night, but a shot to bring home a state title.
And how many athletes compete for a state title the day after they've been cheering on another team?
Right.
You know? So they're competing tomorrow after being here
and that
all
will
night
be
tonight.
That will be where?
I can't remember, Rob, where they're competing?
Yeah, it's at Union.
At Union
okay.
tomorrow, okay.
Yeah, I think they're on the mat around 6 p.m. tomorrow night. So if you can make it out there and support the Trojans, they'd love to have you.
They were on the road last week for regionals, I believe. So I wasn't sure where they were tomorrow. Of course, the Moore Lions have a pretty good cheer squad as well, so they may try to make a run.
6 touchdown passes tonight for Carson Kirby. What a game he's had. He's looking for more. He's going upstairs. He's looking for Presley. Who's got it? And goes right through him. Inside the 20-yard line. I think Castleberry on the coverage. 6 touchdown passes against the Trojans. Wow. I was not aware that he had that 6th win, but he sure did to Snyder just to start this fourth quarter, and that, I believe, is a Jenks record. The most touchdown passes against them. 5, I believe, was the record. This Gill kid he's put up some impressive numbers.
Well, and what's terrible right there is the ball's on the ground. It's falling around in the backfield, and so you're thinking, hey, the Trojans about to catch a break. The ball's bouncing around out there, and Gill snaps it or swipes it up, and still runs over a couple of Trojans to pick up the first down and more.
For a first down at the 45, here's a screen pass caught at the 40 up to the midfield. What a run it's been for this Spartan program. And I got a chance, Coach, during the spring to take a look at their $7 million locker room. Impressive. Are we off?
Technical difficulties. We still have audio. Would you
Okay.
let them know?
We are having some technical difficulties with the camera, so we will continue on the audio side. Don King, Eric Fox, Rob Loeber, Trojan TV, third down and 1. Here is the fullback getting the first down, going outside to the numbers inside the 15, cut down at the 12 by Caleb Dillard, and it'll be another first down for the Bixby Spartans.
Yeah, Carter Bell just bouncing off first tackle, that there is a flag down on the play down on this sideline, so we'll see what that's about. But able to run through tackles until he's eventually brought down.
Most TD passes in a game against Jenks. 2017, Will Keeney of Owasso had 5. Trey Cook at Muskogee back in 2007. I guess he was the first one in 2007 to have 5. Will Keeney of Owasso in 2017. Knox Dyson for Owasso in 2023. 2 years ago had 5 touchdown passes, but Carson Kirby in the record book tonight. 6 TD passes, 19 of 24 for 231 yards. They tried to go outside with Mole. He's over 200 yards rushing as Bixby leads at 59-35. It was 38-35 at halftime, and Mole is ushered out inside the 10 at the 9.
I think that's actually Gabe Blankenship who came in for him, but that penalty flag was a personal foul against the Trojans, which got him down inside the 10-yard line for first and goal. So this will bring up second and goal. As Blankenship is in for Mole right now.
Kirby still at quarterback. Tyler Wright splits out to the left, far side. Tight end motion. Handoff Blankenship. Tries to go left, gets by a tackle, and then flags go down away from the tackle, out of bounds at about the 3-yard line. Well, Ethan Rowland and his crew, and a great crew they are, but they have had their hands full tonight with some personal fouls and some chippiness going on between these two.
Rob, that was around their big lineman Penny, but I couldn't tell if it was on us or on them.
Yeah, the previous flag for a personal foul was against Riley Kester. There have been some long discussions by the officials tonight, too, post-flag discussions, and another one going on right now.
How about this? 8th-ranked Florida State upset tonight at Virginia in double overtime, 46-38. Personal foul against Bixby. on a face mask against Jenks, offsetting penalties.
Trojans have not won the penalty battle at all tonight, so that doesn't help them out. Got beat on special teams. That doesn't help them out.
Gave up some big plays on 2 kickoff returns. Gave up some explosive plays in this game, haven't they?
Just shows you what the weapons that Bixby has.
Sure does. 2nd and goal from the Jenks 9-yard line. 7.5 minutes to go, 4th quarter. Inside handoff. Blankenship trying to go left. Gets by one tackler. Gets pushed out at the 3-yard line. A gain of 6.
What Bixby does so well is pull those interior linemen around, wrapping them around. And those backs, Mull and Blankenship, are not tall guys. I don't know what they got them listed at, but they are good at hiding behind those big offensive linemen as they're pulling around and making it hard even for the defense, not just to get by the block, but then actually to find them on their cut away from the block.
3rd and goal at the 3. To our right, handoff Blankenship, trying to scrape off a tackle, does, and steps into the end zone. Touchdown, Bixby. Boy, they are just so physical. They just wear you out, as Owasso did last year. Owasso would wear people out, although Bixby got the better of them in overtime in the state championship game, 43-42, and we have a Trojan player down.
Rob, I couldn't see which one that was.
I think it's Pierce Brand, but I'm not sure, and he's pointing to his right shoulder. He gets up. He's walking off. Next week, 7 o'clock kickoff. The schedule now goes on the road, home, on the road, home, on the road, home. So next week, we're in Norman. 2 weeks, we're back here. October 10th, I believe, against Mustang. October 16th, a Thursday night, fall break at Edmond Deer Creek. Back here on the 24th against Moore. Halloween night at Enid. And then here for the regular season finale on a Thursday night, November 6th against Edmond North. Blankenship, I believe that's his first touchdown of the season. Here's the extra point by Tao to our right, up with 7:21 to go in the 4th quarter, and good. It's a 30-point lead now for the Spartans after they were ahead at halftime 38-35. They're now up 65-35. Go ahead, Rob.
66 points.
Or 66 now, yeah.
For Bixby on 65 offensive plays, guys.
Wow.
So averaging a point per play.
66 points on 65 plays.
Yeah. Couple other impressive things to note, even though this one is not going to go the way of the Trojans tonight. You got a couple guys out there on that Trojan defense. They're going to need some ice bags after this game, and they've been absolute warriors tonight, getting their nose in the mix. Pierce Brand right now is down for 22 tackles. Cade Klein, 14 tackles. So between those guys, 36 tackles combined. That is a physical night of work.
Isn't it, though? 22 tackles by Brand. If that stands, excuse me, that will be in the record books as well. Here's the kickoff. Could be returnable. Taken at the goal line, then fumbled into the end zone. He doesn't have to run it out, but he does, and now they'll say it's an automatic touchback. .22 tackles, by the way, would be tied for 4th with Matt McCoy for the most in a game. If that is indeed an official stat, the team will go back and look at tackles on the tape to see if that stands. Coach, you were here when the guy had the record for the most tackles in a game. I'll give you 3 guys, and you tell me who it is. 32 in a game. Jake Crissup, Brandon Lohr, or Luke Turner?
Really? Those are my 3 choices?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Lohr.
He was third, 24 tackles. Turner, 26. And Jake Crisp had 32 tackles in a game against Union in 1995.
Yeah. Yeah, Jake Crisp, you talk about a warrior. Went out to Northern Arizona, had a great career out there.
Yeah, small college All-American.
Yeah.
As a linebacker. 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line. Apologize for the technical difficulties on Trojan TV tonight. Here just recently, the camera's going down, so we'll do the audio portion of it. Right to left are the Trojans in the middle of the field. 2nd and 10 from the 20. Down 66-35. After down 38-35 at half, here's Kazar. Nice run up to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, Kazar's still out there. Looks like we're going to have another lineman. I don't know if that's... Oh, Kester jumps up, but he's...
No, it's a Ruru.
That's a Ruru, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he may have got rolled up on a little bit. Kazar kind of ran right into his back, and then somebody fell on the back of his leg there. Looks like he's going to be okay or tough it out, at least for now.
But you still have KD out there. You still have Braxton Daniels out there, Cato out there, Dillard out there. So you got your starting offensive unit. They are using some more of the clock here.
Kazar back to pass. He's had a big night. Flushed out and sacked, loses the football. I think the Spartans or the Trojans rather were able to cover it inside the 15-yard line. Only one turnover in this game that has produced 101 points, the most points ever scored in a game between the two teams at Allen Trimble Stadium, breaking the record back in 1998 when Union beat Jenks 55-45, and Caleb Dillard is down near midfield.
That was quite a night, 55-45, that game, back and forth, and that was Coach Melton's first year as Darren Melton as the defense coordinator, just taking over for Coach Matt Hennessy, who had gone on to had his head coaching career at Dodge City, and Tag Gross, offensive coordinator at the time, talked to Coach Melton. Of course, he was devastated. You know, you're following the Legion of Doom, and you give up 55 points here at home against Union, and so you're thinking you're going to go home and there's going to be real estate signs in your yard and trees TP'd and everything. But Coach Gross said to Coach Melton, look, you just played the best team in the state, and we're going to continue to get better.
And continue they did. They went on and beat them in the finals at OSU in 1998. First time they ever met in the finals, 41-28. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No,
I knew that's where you were going.
You knew the narrative.
Here is the punt taken at the 45-yard line. Presley is out of the game, so they insert Elijah Scarborough, sophomore.
Well, and Caleb Dillard was cramping guys after that last play and was helped off the field. So Riley Kester was the one who booted that ball for the Trojans.
Not a bad kick.
I didn't get the too deep on our punter roster, so Kester showing some different skills there.
Kick of 32. So 1st and 10, Bixby at the Jenks 48-yard line, where seemingly they've been the entire second half in Jenks territory. They've outscored Jenks in the second half, 28-0. Here's Charleston getting a lot of playing time with the injury to Malachi Dillard, and he drops the running back trying to go around the right side at the 50-yard line, a loss of 2.
Tyler Montgomery there, the running back. Bixby putting in their reserve unit now.
Second and 12 coming up. Or 2nd and 11, rather. And Montgomery this time, not much going as well. Maybe gets a couple of yards.
Runs into that defensive front. You got Odom in there. You got McAnally getting up from the pile. Orlando Williams in there as well.
Well, the 9,000 were entertained thoroughly in the first half, but the Spartans showing you why they are 7-time defending state champs, why they won 10 titles in the last 11 years, why they are nationally ranked. Physically, they just took Jenks to the woodshed in the second half. And they'll run it right here on 3rd down and 9, come up short, gain of 2, trying to run around the right end inside in front of the Jenks bench.
Quarterback Landon Burr taking that quarterback power play, just hitting lots of Trojan defenders and standing him up and driving him to the ground.
Most points against the Trojans, 68, as I mentioned, in the worst ever home loss back in 1958, losing to Bixby 68-62. And the next is 67 points scored by Bristow against the Trojans back in 1920. So this will be the 3rd most points on this field scored against the Trojans. Montgomery hitting the backfield, skips away, drives forward, picks up about 5, but he'll be well short of the first down. And Bixby will turn it over on downs.
Going to have a new quarterback in there for Trojans, I believe.
Well, it's that time, isn't it? Family affair. Talk about what's going on. All right, it's a family affair. We'll salute the Reisenhoovers tonight. Kyle Reisenhoover was a quarterback for Jenks in 1979, guided them to a big season until he was hurt in the playoffs, but the Trojans went on in 1979 to win their first ever state championship. Kyle later watched his son Ben become an all-state offensive lineman and some great success, and Kyle was president of the Booster Club. Here's a running play by the Trojans. They got a new running back in. That's Kyron Scott, the sophomore, and he picks up 4 yards across the 45 to the 47. And, of course, Kyle's wife, Lindy, the longtime principal in the Jenks school system, who retired, and now Kyle says they're chasing grandkids. Got to like that. Ben is the purchasing director for Fabsco Manufacturing in Tulsa, married to the former Jenks soccer great, Abby Lewis. They have a 3-year-old daughter who attends Jenks Little Trojan Academy and expecting another girl in February. Another running play to Scott. He's gummed up, maybe a yard at the 47-yard line. Callie is married to Brent Jones and is a proud mom of a 6-year-old girl and a 4-year-old boy and is delivering a new baby boy here soon in the next couple of weeks. The kids are in pre-K and first grade at Bixby West Elementary. And JP is married to Jessica. JP Reisenhoover is working for manager for water solutions at E-Links Technologies here in Tulsa. They've got 2 boys, one in the 3rd grade, one in kindergarten at Jenks West Elementary. So the Reisenhoovers are chasing grandkids and still have 10 reserved seats to all the games and come to all the games. So a salute to the Reisenhoover family. And the reason I bring up the Reisenhoover family is because Callie was the marketing director at TPC Deer Run in Chicago at one time, and the Ryder Cup's going on this weekend. So I tied it into the golf as best I could today.
And I'm gonna add on there to Bill Reisenhoover, Kyle's dad, principal here at Jenks High School for a while, and I don't know if anybody saw the Trojan football alumni social media post showing what the offices looked like underneath the stadium. Showed the video set up. Mr. Reisenhoover would be part of the crew that would break down the film so the coaches would have it to look at and analyze when they came in on Saturday mornings.
Yeah, and work all night. Here's the punt by Riley Kester. If the Trojans went for it on 3rd down, couldn't get it, so they have to punt, and the punt goes from the 20, rolls down to the 12. It's down there, and so Bixby will take over. 48 seconds left with the football, leading 66-35.
And guys, if you want further evidence as to just how lopsided this second half has been, I give you the total yardage, 270 total yards for Bixby in the second half, 25 for the Trojans. After such a promising first half of offensive football going up and down the field, trading punches, the Bixby defense has just put it on lockdown here in the second half.
Yeah, I am. It's just impressive what this program has done under Lauren Montgomery. I mean, it wasn't. He's been there 16 years. The first 4 years weren't too good. I mean, he had, I believe, a losing record through the four seasons, or maybe about 500 as Bixby takes a knee. But, boy, it has been good since then.
Well, his first couple of years, he was playing a lot of freshmen and sophomores.
Right.
His numbers dropped. And
right.
So he had some freshmen and sophomores that were taking some lumps. But, they got it figured out, obviously, and got things turned around. So.
And you just keep thinking, man, can you keep it going? Can you reload? Well, the Trojans know all about that, winning 6 championships in a row. And Bixby had a big 11-year run here, and you can look back at the Trojans and what they did from 96 to 06 with a very similar run. By the way, Mustang is now up in the fourth quarter at Moore 36-35. Deer Creek has won at Enid 65-0, and this one has come to a close. And Owasso has beaten Broken Arrow 28-14. Union has won tonight 16-6 over Santa Fe. So Bixby takes a knee, and this one comes to a close. 66-35 is our score in favor of the Spartans. They put the third most points ever against Jenks in a game here at Allen Trimble Stadium. The Trojans lose their first game of the year. And Bixby improves to 4-0.
Well, again, I know there's going to be a lot of Trojans that are disappointed, and nobody's going to be pleased with this outcome tonight. You can't even try to sugarcoat it or spin it any other way. But I just have to think that we played the best football team in the state, just indisputably, and we definitely saw areas that we need to improve upon to have a chance for a championship run. And so if we're one of the top teams as well, we clean up mistakes in the special teams game. We tackle more effectively. We make sure that we're using good technique and making tackles to finish plays. And, we definitely showed in the first half that we can score points. So just got to play 4 quarters instead of half a game,
right,
especially against a team of this caliber.
Well, and you can't feel sorry for yourself. You got to get ready for Norman. They are winning at Edmond North tonight in the fourth quarter, 35-19. Norman will go to 4-0 with the win tonight if they hang on. So, Coach Gaylor, a very brief post-game as we go down to Rob.
All right, thanks, DK. 35 points in the first half, weren't able to put anything together offensively in the second half. Was it something that they were doing defensively? What can you say about just the way the second half went overall?
Yeah, they made some adjustments defensively. Knew they would. We still weren't able to execute there in the second half. Just really disappointed in how we played defensively.
Can you pinpoint maybe one thing defensively? I know a lot of teams have tried and failed to shut this team down. They're explosive. They have weapons everywhere. What was it defensively that I think will maybe frustrate you the most about this one?
Some misalignments. They gave us some different looks that we hadn't seen, and then, just missed tackles. We tackled very poorly, not very disciplined with our approach and how we finished the tackle, and ultimately that's on me. So got to do some self-reflection and go back to the drawing board, so to speak, because it wasn't good enough. That's not the standard that's acceptable here.
And what is the overall message to the team after a night like tonight, as far as how you move forward from this, learn from it, put it behind you, and still a lot of important district games coming up?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is our goal is to win the last game, and so we knew this was a big game going into it versus a really good team, but we're going to have a lot more after them. So we've got to regroup as a staff and as a team, and again, self-evaluate, ask some hard questions, have some tough conversations as a staff and as a team. So our guys will bounce back. We've been down before, so I have the utmost faith in them, but very disappointed in some certain areas. And again, it's not all on players. Ultimately, it's on me. So we got to do a better job as a staff. I've got to do a better job as head coach.
Lastly, just knowing the way you did go toe-to-toe with them in the first half, does it give you some confidence, some belief that down the road somewhere, should you meet them again, the outcome could be different?
Yeah, definitely. If we can tackle, I like our chances, but yeah, we've we can play with anybody. You know, we're as talented as anybody. They're a really good football team. They outplayed us, outcoached us all the way around. But we've seen them twice in the season before, you know, a couple times. So, you know, we got to keep getting better, keep improving, and hopefully we'll have that chance later on.
Coach, appreciate it as always. Thanks so much. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Rob Loeber. As we wrap it up here at Allen Trimble Stadium, where the Trojans had 2 leads in this game. They jumped out to a 7-0 lead. They actually had 3 leads, I believe, in this game. 21-8 was their biggest lead. It was cut down to 21-17 going into the second quarter, and then was leading 28-17 before Bixby caught fire to make it 28-24, then 31-28 Bixby, then 38-28 Bixby before the Trojans scored at the end of the half to make it 38-35 Bixby. But no contest in the second half as the Spartans get 2 touchdowns in the third quarter, 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, Coach, to win it 66-35.
Yeah, just didn't have an answer in the second half. But again, you want to know what it is you got to work on, right? And so there's no doubt about it in anybody's mind. You got to get better on special teams. You got to make sure you're lined up right and then execute on defense. And then you got to make sure that you're consistently putting drives together on offense. I think part of it is our difficulty in running the ball tonight. You know, had some great success throwing the ball first half, but not being able to run the ball in the second half really hurt us down the line. So improve those things. You know, the team we played is not the 3rd best or the 4th best team in the state.
Right.
I mean, so if you want to be the man, you got to beat the man, and now you know what you got to go do.
Exactly. Hey, our thanks to the Trojan TV crew: Sorden Stratton, Gabriel Woods, Joseph Newport, Dario Nevarez, Michael Whiteman, Elliot Roberts, Roman Rowland, Daniela Okori, Landon Turner, Famous Blevins. Thanks to Rob Loeber and Eric Fox, and our producer of Trojan TV, Mason Prince. Will have the replay of this game coming up Wednesday night on Cox Communications at 6:30, Channel 3, and then also after that on Trojan TV. Don King giving you the final score for the